The River Dragons are on the air. The Columbus River Dragons are on the air, live on the Columbus River Dragons Radio Network.
Welcome back here in the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, joined by head coach Jerome Bichard. Coach, a close one last night, 2-1. You go to overtime to beat Danbury. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, you know what? I think played a...
Columbus Diagnostic, Kinetic Credit Union.
Shot stage for the dramatic winner by Cody Rogers. So the River Dragons. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Columbus River Dragons hockey. I'm Tom Callahan. Thanks for joining me here as we're back at Danbury Arena for tonight's game. The Hat-Tricks for the final time in the regular season hosting your Columbus River Dragons. The River Dragons committed 27-5-1 on the year and on the precipice of taking the season series. They just need a point in tonight's contest to claim that. Why is that important? If these two teams meet further down the road in the playoffs, it could be massive. It could decide home ice advantage. Now, meanwhile, Danbury has 24 wins of its own. They're having a very good season. And last night, it looked like the Hat-Tricks really had the better of the River Dragons for the first two periods. But then late in the third, Thomas Aldworth finds a way to beat goaltender Brian Wilson, squeaks a wrist shot through his pads. The game goes into overtime, and that sets the stage for the dramatic winner by Cody Rogers. So the River Dragons get the overtime win, not regulation, out of the division. Does it matter as much? Well, as I mentioned, for the head-to-head and the possibility that these two clubs, who are numbers 1 and 2 in the FPHL, could indeed meet for that Commissioner's Cup down the road. So plenty at stake here tonight. The final game of the 4-game season series between these two and the final meeting here in Danbury. We're going to take a break. When we come back with more of the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, we're going to have a chat with head coach Jerome Bichard. We'll get inside the numbers. Plus, we'll have a look at that Zelmo zipping out of town scoreboard. All that and more coming your way in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey. On the ice. Group perks are only available through the River Dragons office by calling 706-507-4625.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Columbus River Dragons hockey. Tom Callahan here with you. Thank you for joining me in this Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. We appreciate you being here with us. And as we get ready to go tonight, broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box. Again, it's a 1 versus 2 matchup in the FPHL. Columbus 27-5-1. 78 points on the season. 24-4-5 for Danbury. Now here's the interesting thing for the Hat-Tricks. If And, of course, this is always if. There's a regulation loss tonight for Danbury against the River Dragons. And Binghamton, who got off to a bit of a slow start this year, happens to win in regulation tonight. Those two teams will be tied atop the Empire Division. That's right, the Binghamton Black Bears, who we have not seen in Columbus yet this season, are now 23-7-2 and 69 points. They could jump right up there with Danbury, and here's the kicker, Binghamton has a game in hand over the Danbury Hat Tricks. So maybe some intrigue coming in the Empire Division this evening. Meanwhile, Columbus is 27-5-1 and comfortably out in front of Carolina, 78 points to 63. However, Carolina does have 2 games in hand, so there could be a 6-point makeup in there. The other thing that's intriguing is that the River Dragons head back to Carolina this coming weekend and have a chance to really try to put the screws to the Thunderbirds in the season series and make up some of that ground they lost as part of that 3-game losing streak to the Thunderbirds. They would absolutely love to be able to get a little bit closer, or I should say a little bit further away in the standings, maybe a little bit closer to clinching that top spot overall in the Continental Division. But we have so much hockey to play between now and then. A little bit of the same story as it was last night for Danbury. They are missing some top talent out of the lineup here this evening. Now, they do have leading scorer Dustin Gesso in the lineup, but their number 2 scorer, Johnny Ruiz, is out. 22 goals, second to Jesso's 24 on the team, and 35 points on the season. So Ruiz is out of the lineup. He will not be dressed tonight. Jared Yao is out of the lineup. 22 points gone right there. And a couple other injuries. Gordy Bonnell is out. We talked about Tobias Ochik, who is playing at a 2-point per game pace in the 3 games he has been here with Danbury as well. So they're missing some offensive motivation out there and the ability to score goals. Meanwhile, the River Dragons getting back to about as healthy as they possibly could be right now. Of course, still missing Eggers Ozolinch, as Ozo continues to serve an 8-game suspension. He will not be back until next week's series against the Carolina Thunderbirds. Now that should be interesting. You drop Ozo back into the lineup and see what happens there. I'm sure after missing 8 games, he'll be raring to go, that's for sure. But in the meantime, tonight the River Dragons, the matter at hand here, Danbury, and a team that they really do need to try to take care of as best as they can. And see for the River Dragons right now, if they're not able to, again, we talk about the starts, and you know, if you've been listening or watching this team all season long, you know that a lot of what we talk about tends to be the same, is that they're a very good, consistent team, but the start is just that tad bit slower, and sometimes they fall behind, or sometimes it just takes them a little bit to get going. That was the case in yesterday's game. The first 10 minutes of the game really belonged to Danbury. In fact, the first 2 periods, for the most part, I think were more for the Hat Tricks than the River Dragons. Of course, in the third, the scales tipped, and the River Dragons really brought the offense. They managed to tie the game and send it to overtime. But if Brendan Colgan hadn't been sharp in that opening 40 minutes, it could be a very different tale. As it was, each team scored only once in regulation. And then you end up going to the overtime where the River Dragons win it there, thanks to a Cody Rogers goal. Now tonight, well, can I say the skate is on the other foot? I think I will. Because the River Dragons are in a spot where, hey, it's the end of the road trip. The quote-unquote bus legs should not be there. And they need to come out and really get on top of a Danbury team that, as I mentioned, is short-handed. And try to jump on these guys early. Make something happen a little bit early here if you're capable of doing it, instead of having to just fight an even battle and then they pick it up at some point. And this team is very confident in its ability to hit the gas, flip that switch, kind of make things happen. You don't want to rely on it. You don't want to get stuck on that. You don't want to say to yourself, oh, we can do this whenever we want. And they are very talented. They are very capable. But so is tonight's opponent. Danbury is very talented. They're very capable. They have an all-world goaltender who leads the league in wins. And Brian Wilson last night was very good. unfortunately, I'm sure he'd like to have the one that did go in back as it kind of leaked through his pads and not the situation he wants to find himself in. But it does end up squeaking in. And for the River Dragons, knowing that, hey, you only got one last night and kind of squandered the power play opportunities they had. They were given a couple, especially late power plays, were unable to really generate much of even scoring chances, let alone golden opportunities. And I think that that's something Columbus will be looking to change here today as well. We're going to bring that up in our chat with head coach Jerome Bichard as well. We're going to ask him his thoughts on yesterday's game and what this team might need to change, adjust, adapt. I mean, yes, you come out with a win. It was in overtime, so you get 2 points instead of 3. But what could the River Dragons do differently here? Well, that's going to be a topic for discussion. That'll be on the table in just a little bit. But they do wrap the season series here tonight in Danbury at Danbury Arena against the Hat-Tricks. And coming out with at least a point means the River Dragons win that head-to-head series. And again, that is so important should these two teams meet down the road in the Commissioner's Cup playoffs. For the time being, we're going to step aside for a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll have more of the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, so stay tuned. There is more coming your way in just a bit. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday evening and a little FPHL hockey coming your way here at the top of the hour. Stick around. The Hat-Tricks and the River Dragons coming your way. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Hey sports fans, the seasons are changing and it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. Call Air Force Heating and Air today for our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-223-1945. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
While the River Dragons handle pests on the ice, Orkin takes care of rodents and pests at your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Orkin creates a custom pest plan specifically for you. Orkin can help eliminate and control mice, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stinging insects, and cockroaches, just to name a few. Remember, they're not happy until you're happy, so visit Orkin.com for a free estimate and trust the only pest control service the Dragons trust, Orkin. Now, if they could just control sea wolves and thunderbirds.
On Columbus River Dragons hockey, Tom Callahan here with you in the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. And I want to talk for a moment about what's going on with Air Force Heating and Air, because they are a fine sponsor of River Dragons hockey. And right now, if you're a fan of the River Dragons, well, guess what? Air Force Heating and Air has a special offer to you. It's a $69 tune-up. Now, I'm going to give you a phone number. This is a unique phone number to call just for River Dragons fans. You can only get this number here. Okay. If you're ready, either hit record on the old phone or write it down in your notes app. 706-661-7242. 706-661-7242. And, again, that is a special $69 tune-up offer for Columbus River Dragons fans. And right now they're giving away free River Dragons gear. Keep that pen out. Or point your browser right now to Air Force Heating and Air, all spelled out. airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. if you want a chance to win free River Dragons gear. And we have to say congratulations to our latest winners in the Air Force Heating and Air giveaway, Chad Miller and Lisa Calhoun. Chad and Lisa have won themselves some Dragons gear, and all they had to do was go to airforceheatingandair.com/dragons and sign up to win. All right, so now you've been informed here in the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show of what you need to do to make that happen, and hopefully you might win something. Good luck. I wish everybody luck in that, because it's always cool to have some Dragons gear. Man, if you were at the Rink over the weekend, the pink stuff went very quickly, but super popular, and it's always good to sport your team's logo around town, even when you go on the road. We had some Dragons fans here yesterday at the game that were wearing the Christmas candy cane River Dragons jerseys from this year. We'll wonder if they make a return appearance here tonight. Oh, Drew is pointing at me. They are down in the corner, and nope, whiteout jerseys tonight. Nice. All right. You know what? It's always fun, no matter what building you go into. When we travel and we see the team gear and we feel supported and loved, it's tremendous. I know the guys love seeing it. We love seeing it as well up here in the booth. It's always fun to see what else there is, what the mix is here, especially in Danbury. It's interesting. There's a decent amount of hometown jerseys, as you might expect, but a lot of Knicks, and then there's some Bruins and Rangers. I rarely see Islanders. I'm sorry if you're an Islanders fan. I know there are some out there, but I don't see a whole lot of them, so that's okay. And actually, I see an old Johnstown Chiefs jacket. Normally you see the jersey. Tonight I see the jacket. Always fun to play spot the paraphernalia at the hockey games. So one more time, airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. Sign up and win some free gear. Can't hurt you, right? All right, let's take a look at tonight's out-of-town scoreboard, and that is brought to you by Zelmo's Zip, and Zelmo's has been fueling life's passion since 1999. Tonight in the FPHL, once again, 8 of the 10 in action, including us, so it's Columbus here at Danbury, if you're just joining us. Other games tonight include Watertown at Carolina, Motor City is at Elmira, and that one actually should be underway. Let's see if we can get a score from that one in Delaware at Binghamton. As I know we are getting underway early, but I believe that was a 6:30 start for the Rockers at the Mammoth. So let's see what they have to say for themselves. Yes, 1-0 Elmira. And that one is just 4 minutes old in the first period as they are just getting it underway. We actually can talk about the NHL tonight. Yesterday was the skills competition, but today the NHL All-Star Game conducted this afternoon. And the Central beat the Pacific 6-4 to advance to the final. Then the Atlantic trounced the Metropolitan Division 10-6. And then the final, Atlantic against Central. The Atlantic won 7-5. How about Dylan Larkin? A hat trick in the final game. 5 goals overall for Dylan Larkin, who just owned it today. And pretty cool to see. Look at this, by the way, for the Metro, even though they only played the one game. Johnny Gaudreau scores a hat trick. Sidney Crosby has 2. Alex Ovechkin had the other one. And I know a lot of people are wondering, is this one of the last times, if not the last time, we might see those two together at the All-Star Game? I think Ovi wants to play basically until he falls off his horse. But Crosby is getting to that point as well, where you have to wonder just a little bit about his health and his conditions moving forward here. He's had those concussion histories. You always worry about things like that with players, especially as they age. And Crosby, skills-wise, and I mean Ovechkin skills-wise, not what they used to be, but still playing at a very high level. And, it's time to cherish those guys, watch them play while they are playing in the NHL. But again, the All-Star today, the All-Star Game goes to the Atlantic Division, and Dylan Larkin is the guy putting on the show. Wow, the hat trick in the final, 5 goals overall. Nice job, Dylan Larkin. Congratulations. And congratulations to the NHL. Another good All-Star weekend in the books. And you know what? They're always changing. They're always evolving. Tried some different things this year with the skills competition. Some people liked it. Some people didn't. But that's the name of the game. You try to find what sticks, what fans like. And that is always, to me, I mean, at the end of the day, if the fans like it, that's what you go with. It's the entertainment value. It's why you, as a fan, tune in, why you buy tickets, why you want to come back and watch those games. And we appreciate you and your support, whether it's the FPHL level, the NHL level, or anywhere in between. We just want to grow the game of hockey. And it's a tremendous game, and it's a fun sport to play. It's a great team sport, and I love it, and I know you do too if you're tuning in. There's got to be a reason you're here with us. We want to welcome all of you joining us. Whether you're a Danbury fan, you might be tuning in a little bit early on the River Dragons side, or a River Dragons fan, we do welcome you here. And it looks like we're probably going to get underway again, and this is for our affiliates down the line on the radio side as well. We are going to get underway just a little late tonight as we are broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber Press Box, and I do want to give a shout out to our radio affiliates. 106.9 Really Rocks, Columbus's Real Rock Station is our flagship, but if you're traveling around the Chattahoochee Valley, WZEV 90.5 FM Classic Hits of Lineville, WBRQ 91.9 FM Blues Time in the City LaGrange, and WQEE 99.1 FM, home of Southern Sports and Talk in Noonan. So they have the Zamboni out there circling around, and we are going to get a chance to chat with head coach Jerome Bichard in just a little bit. As well as looking ahead, we did look at the out-of-town scoreboard here, but looking at the standings, and I want to go back to the standings. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It's a little more critical for Danbury, believe it or not. The urgency is there in the Empire Division. Because if Danbury loses in regulation and Binghamton wins in regulation, they are now tied at 72 points. Now, the rest of this division has kind of fallen off. Elmira had a really, really rough start to the season. Believe it or not, they have been better as of late. 6-4-0 in their last 10, which they're up to 35 points. But there's that gap. The gap, Elmira to Binghamton, second to third, is 34 points. So looking at that, the Empire is the haves and the have-nots. The two halves are Danbury and Binghamton. Watertown is middling along at 33 points. And Delaware is just struggling. They're 1-29 on the season. 129-2. They have 5 points, and it's very hard for Delaware. And hopefully those guys can pick it up, maybe find a few wins here in the near future. I know that that's not fun for anybody involved when you're on a team that struggles like that. Believe me, every time I see Delaware on the scoreboard, I'm pulling for those guys. I want to see them pull one out. But they will be coming to town soon. As a matter of fact, the River Dragons are here in Danbury this weekend, then in Carolina next weekend. The 17th, 18th, and 19th, it is the only appearance of the Delaware Thunder. So hopefully that weekend they're not playing well, but any other time, I hope they're really starting to put it together. Meanwhile, in the Continental Division, as I talked about earlier, the River Dragons have what I'd term a comfortable gap, but they also have 2 games in hand over Carolina, and the Thunderbirds have really started to pick it up in the second half of the season as well. Now, Columbus is 27-5-1, 78 points. That .788 win percentage is the best in the FPHL, as is their 23 regulation wins. That is important, the regulation wins, because that is a tie break for playoff seeding should it come down to that. Carolina, 2 less games played, is 22-7-2, 63 points. Port Huron has 36 games played. That's the most of anyone in the entire league, and 3 more than Columbus. 19-14-3, that's 58 points, and they are in third place. Motor City, 17-12-4, 53 points, and Mississippi in the basement, 7-23-3, 23 points. Now, the Seawolves had a rough start to the year, and part of that was, well, quite frankly, courtesy of the River Dragons, who have really taken it out on the Seawolves to this point in the season series. Just taking a quick glance at the stats, 9-1 for Columbus against Mississippi this year. So that has really not helped the Seawolves, but they have been playing a little bit better hockey as of late. They've won 4 of their last 10, and they did actually win 4 in a row, but now they've lost the last 2. But again, Mississippi is a first-year team, is figuring some things out, trying to get some things right. And at this point, the River Dragons' schedule doesn't feature the Seawolves as much. We'll still see them down the stretch, but the focus is going to be more on those big-time matchups, the Carolinas, the Binghamtons, seeing those powerful teams. That's the ones you tend to worry about a little bit. It also helps that the River Dragons, who are now done with Port Huron in the season series, took care of business for the most part against the Prowlers. They finished the season series 7-1 against Port Huron. And that's important as well because it helps keep that division opponent behind you. All right, let's step aside here for a moment, take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear from head coach Jerome Bichard, and then on the other side of that, we'll be getting ready to drop the puck here from Danbury Arena. The Hat Tricks hosting the River Dragons for the final time in the regular season this year. Last night, it took overtime to settle it. What's it going to take tonight? Only one way to find out. Come on back and join us. This is Columbus River Dragons Hockey.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
Hydrolife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Hydrolife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. Hydrolife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Hey sports fans, it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. As the official air conditioning sponsor of the Columbus River Dragons, we're excited to be able to offer you our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-813-1935. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza. Better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Welcome back here in the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, joined by head coach Jerome Bichard. Coach, a close one last night. 2-1. You go to overtime to beat Danbury. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, you know what? I think played almost a perfect road game. Would have been nice to squeak that out in regular season or regular time. But I thought we played pretty disciplined. Kept things pretty simple. Kept them to the outside. Didn't give them a whole lot, and came away with the extra point.
When you talk about what the difference was in that hockey game, was there anything that changed for the team? Because shots were going their way in the first 2 periods, and then it was 15-4 Columbus in the third. Yeah,
you know what? I mean, I don't know if their shot counter is actually really accurate. Obviously, we have a 1,000-mile bus ride up here, and you know what? Most of the game plan was, get our feet rolling, dump and chase, kind of simple type thing until we get rolling, and took us a period and a half to get going. But I'd like to think we first 2 periods, it's kind of blah, but we did have a couple places where we did kind of take over for about 30, 40 a minute at a time or whatever. But anyways, yeah, all in all, pretty good game.
And then coming back tonight, I mean, they're going to be just as hungry, if not more hungry this evening. It was a close game yesterday. What in your mind could be the difference again for Columbus today?
Well, I think special teams. I mean, I just talked to the guys this morning, and you know what? We had 3 power plays, and we score in one of those power plays. That's a W in regular time type thing. So, you know what? We need a sense of urgency on the power play. We need to work it around, and we get that opportunity to attack the net, we need to. And, for the most part, we work it around, we have that opportunity, and then we don't attack. We start working it around again. And just got to have that sense of urgency to get the puck to the net.
It's kind of unusual because of 5-on-5, it seems like that's exactly what the team does. They like to attack. They like to be able to drive the net. Is there a disconnect there, or what's the difference?
Well, I think it's that mental kind of block where we have an extra guy. Let's really put one extra move on and let's make that extra pretty play and this and that. And you know what? Just, that extra man means that we should have more room to do it, to take advantage of that and a little bit more space. And for whatever reason, we just choose not to do it.
All right, let's wrap it all up in today's keys to the game.
Again, another simple road game, take advantage of our opportunities when we create them and, let them come 200 feet. Let's make sure we have a high guy all the time and no odd man rushes, and we'll hopefully come out with some success.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Best of luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you.
Back with a drop of the puck in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons Hockey.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-press lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion and have a graphic designer on staff to make the logos or graphics needed to make your shirts unique. We pride ourselves on being able to deliver orders of any size at low, competitive cost with no minimum quantity. That's why the River Dragons trust the Jersey Shop for all of their uniform needs. Call 706-565-4245. That's 565-4245.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other, because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
It's time for River Dragons Hockey. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sun South, Hydra Live, Mr. Sparky, Express Printing, BioLife Plasma, Pepsi, Vector Ply, Zelmo Zip-In, Houston Clinic, Columbus Diagnostic, Kinetic Credit Union, IGH Properties, Trivoli's, Shredaway, Nuke's Eatery, West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery, Victoryland, Wade Cleaners, and B&B Broadcasting. Now let's start the game with the voice of River Dragons Hockey, Tom Callahan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Columbus River Dragons Hockey. Tom Callahan here with you, and we are getting ready to go in just a little bit as they are introducing the starting lineups down there on the ice for the hometown Danbury hat tricks. That'll give me a chance to go over tonight's starting goaltenders with you. And it'll be Christian Pavlis getting the start once again, his second for the River Dragons. He's 1-0 this year with a .923 save percentage and a 3.0 goals against average. Pavlis was the guy who was instrumental in the 2019 championship run of the Carolina Thunderbirds, teammates with Josh Petrantonio and Jay Krupp on that championship squad. Now he's here, and maybe you had a chance to hear Pavlis on the Tuesday night radio edition of the Behind the Bench Coaches Show, presented by Mike Costello Law. A witty and engaging guy, a lot of fun, and a pretty cool journey to get to North America. He always said it was his dream to get to North America, to be able to play here, and indeed he does, and he is here with the River Dragons, and a big ad in net for them. Meanwhile, it will be the FPHL's reigning win king. It is Brian Wilson, whose 16 wins top the league, 16-3-0, with a .916 save percentage and a 2.70 goals against average. No shutouts on the year for Wilson as well. So now we're going to send it on down to the ice for tonight's anthems, and then we'll get to the drop of the puck. All right, so the anthem in the books here. Now, you probably heard the fans, a couple of them, yelling Knights during the anthem. And that actually brought a smile to my face, because it takes me back to my United Hockey League days when the New Haven Knights were a part of that league. And the fans there in New Haven used to shout Knights, just like fans of the Atlanta Knights back in the IHL used to shout Knights at that part of the anthem. And while the New Haven Knights and the United League are long gone, so is the New Haven Coliseum. And I have all these weird little claims to fame along the road in my career. I actually called the last hockey game ever at the New Haven Coliseum. As the Knights were going out and everybody knew it, they actually played their second to last game, which was a playoff game against the team I was with at the time, which back then was the Elmira Jackals, lost at the New Haven Coliseum. They could not play their next playoff game at New Haven Coliseum because of an event coming in, and had to play that third and final playoff game, which they also lost to us, at the Yale Whale, which is the college rink of the Yale men's and women's hockey teams. So that was pretty cool, calling a game on campus at Yale, and the Yale Whale, so named for its shape of that particular arena. That was the only pro game ever played at the Yale Whale, so I got to call that one too. And really interesting looking back over the years. The hockey history just everywhere in this country is just littered with examples and interesting moments, tidbits, and really history of the game. And I know that Columbus fans can talk about that as well, dating all the way back, whether it's from the days of the Cottonmouths all the way up to the River Dragons. Also, don't forget, the Legends game is coming. We've been talking about that just a little bit. Haven't really started blowing out the promotion on it yet, but we will. But just know that if you're excited for the Legends game, you should be, because this year it is both teams, all Legends of Columbus hockey. There will be more details forthcoming on that, but I'll just leave it at that tease for now. That is going to be coming up a little bit later on. Besides that, if you didn't get a chance to see head coach Jerome Bichard lace him up as a player, well, you get to see him do it in the game as the part of the Legends, and it's just a lot of fun. Those guys love being out there. The funny thing is when they get competitive, and it doesn't take too long for the competitive juices to get riled up. with those old players. And, yeah, they get a little feisty sometimes. All right. We're ready to start this one off here at Danbury Arena. River Dragons and a hat tricks. Hat tricks in the all-black home jerseys. Orange names, numbers, and striping. And then Columbus in the road whites are underway as Danbury controls the face-off. And they will look to move it up on the right wing side and carry it on into the zone with the backhand that Pavlis handles over to the corner. Pamelaon putting that first shot on. And now it'll be played up that near side. Rogers, he's tied up, couldn't get it onto there. Puck kept in by Danbury, and Danbury doing exactly what they did last night, trying to come out and really make something happen in the early going. Gonzalez tried to keep it in at the left point, could not, pushed out to center, and now just 40 seconds into the game, the River Dragons change it up. Kelly King Storjahan out there. Ooh, home run pass there for Mock, missed. And now they whistle that one down on icing. So the faceoff will come back into the Danbury end of things here. But the River Dragons almost caught in a change there. If that would have been a better pass, there was no one around Tristan Mock for about 5 miles. And he had all day to walk in and make something happen. Instead, though, it is an icing call and a break early for the River Dragons. Face off to the right of Wilson. Storjahan trying to go ahead with the puck in the circle. It ends up over on the near side wall. Storjahan will follow it over there. Cycles it looking for King. Instead, it's taken away by Gesso. He'll play it up the right side, and now cutting in wide is DeBenedict, but he is ridden off by LaBelle in behind the net. Puck ends up in the far side corner, centering feed. Gesso shot, and he scores. Dustin Gesso breaks the ice just 1:09 into the hockey game. And the hat trick strike first. It's 1-0. Boy, that is not the guy you want free floating in your offensive zone. Yes, here comes some carrots down onto the stands. But for Gesso, that's his 25th goal of the year. I believe Kuznetsov will pick up the primary assist on it. Rough start for Pavlos here in the early going. That shot beat him low along the ice past the left pad. I have to say that as the carrots rain down onto the ice, I'm sure fans have to buy these carrots, right? This is like one of the great merchandise whammies, I guess. I don't want to call it a scam, but it's a whammy. Like, if you're buying these carrots and throwing them on the ice, they're scooping up these carrots. They will take them, dry them off, and resell them. So you pay to throw the carrots on the ice. They scoop them all back up. And then you will pay for the same carrot next time that you will then throw on the ice once again. The only downside, honestly, if I'm Danbury, 1:09 into this game, you just took a 1-0 lead. You had all the momentum coming out and starting hot, zone time, possession time of the River Dragons end. And now, instead, this is like a timeout for Columbus after a goal. It takes a minute to pick up the carrots, and then you got to shoo the guys off the ice who came out with their shovels and squeegees. It's a momentum killer. So I don't mind. Throw all the carrots you want. So the face-off coming up back at center. And right now they just have Kuznetsov listed on the score, they have Gesso listed on the score sheet. I'm pretty sure Kuznetsov is picking up an assist here. Here we go at center. We're going to have a duke 'em out between Frazier and Robertson, and they come in throwing the rights. Robertson knocked Frazier down there. That one did not last very long. And 5 for fighting for each combatant. 1:13 time of the majors. I didn't even get to the tail of the tape on that one. So Riley Robertson, Paul Frazier, 5 each. And on we go with our first period action. Brought to you by Sun South John Deere. It is Kuznetsov and DeBenedett getting the assists on that goal. And that line is right back out there. River Dragons control the face-off. They'll try to move it ahead. Underwood back on D here with Frazier in the box, pushing it ahead. Knocked away and at center, picked up by Austin Doe. Doe ahead on the left side. Heitzner trying to chase after it. Banked around Doe, keeps it in left side up high. Now it's cleared to center. Kuznetsov will lead the rush. Onto the left wing side, slides it into space. There's a chance in front, a shot. Pavlos to save. Rebound to the corner. Heitzner swings it around the glass, gets it down the ice. There is all kinds of time and space right now in the offensive zone for Danbury. They're able to walk wide. They've got room over there. And then also, once the puck goes behind the net, they've got room in that high slot area as well. River Dragons after the regroup, moving the puck ahead. Pushing on the left side, Aldworth into the corner, centers. Wilson knocked away with a goal stick. And now Aldworth steals it back for a moment, pushed it over to the right side. Try to cycle deep, runs into Wickline over there. Group, Aldworth shot, Wilson the save, and Wickline is hurt after a hit in the corner. Wilson hangs on to it, and Wickline is a little slow to get up. Maybe checking the chicklets over there. He's up and skating off the ice. We'll hop into the bench here. Get a look at from one of the trainers on the River Dragons side, but well, that's tough. Wickline's been playing so well as of late. He's really been on a tear. Hopefully he's okay. River Dragons in the offensive zone can't win the draw. Rogers gets turned around, and ahead come Danbury on the left side, cutting in towards the goal. They scored. Falanga down the left wing side, had all the speed, cut in front around the D, and was able to do maybe like a little lay behind. Puck ends up in the net past Pavlos. The goal at 2:41. It's 2-0 Danbury early in this one. And for Michael Falanga, that's his 7th of the season. Bad start for Columbus. King trying to move it out to center as it's dumped back into the River Dragons' end. But how much should we talk about it? The starts are key. River Dragons trying to push ahead. They turn it over at center. Dumped in on the right side as Mock is knocked down. LaBelle feeding it around. King can't catch up with it. Ends up with Kelly. He'll feed it back behind the net. Now we got a penalty coming up. In behind the play, Storjahan takes another whack in behind the play. Now sticks come up. John McDonald was trying to get Storjahan into an extra penalty. Storjahan did take the extra penalty, so he's going in the box when originally there was one against Danbury. It's so hard not to retaliate, especially when you got 2 or 3 at turnaround. Their black jerseys were around Storjahan. McDonald is in the box for Danbury. .322 time of the penalty, or penalties. And if you're Danbury, you'll take Storjahan for anybody just about all day long. Second leading scorer of the River Dragons. Yeah, put that guy in the box. I don't know if they're going to keep it 4-on-4, if maybe there might be an extra penalty in the offing against Danbury, but I would doubt it. Nope, 4-on-4. That's a tough one. River Dragons are heading to the power play. Maybe a chance to grab some momentum back in the game. But that goes by the boards. They call it hooking against Storjahan. Not sure that's it. Well, all right. Yeah, hooking. So ahead 4-on-4. Kuznetsov is pushing in for Danbury. He slides it in front. That one is turned the other way. The Hat-Tricks holding on to it left side corner. Down low with it. That's Cody Gibbs. Put up to the point where Kuznetsov covers. Left pad save Pavlos. Rebound up top is fed onto the left wing side. Quick shot. Kuznetsov whistled it into the mesh. And the whistle, 3:55 into the first period. 2-0 Danbury. 1:27 left to go in this 4-on-4 situation. Well, they've changed Storjahan's penalty to roughing, and they both get roughing. River Dragons trying to push one out to center here. And Danbury coming right back in. Here's Mock on the back end. A shot Pavlos to save. And Columbus right back the other way. River Dragons into the right side, and knocked down over there was Vanelli on the rush. And now they've got numbers. Danbury coming back the other way. Mock left it in space on the left wing side, slid in front, but picked off by Jemaev. Nice job on the back check. Jemaev at center, pass into space looking for Vanelli. And now Jemaev got run into behind the play by Marchesson, but knocked his helmet off. Pameleon with it in behind the Danbury goal. He'll leave it off. Wickline up on the forecheck. Good to see him back out there. Wickline and Aldworth working in this 4-on-4. 33 seconds to go in that. Rogers at the line, pressured but keeps it in on the wing. Rogers, left side, walks in, wrist shot, tipped out of play. Igor Borshev able to front that puck and tip it out. 26 seconds left in a 4-on-4. Not quite 5 minutes into this opening period. It's already 2-0 Danbury in the lead. A couple of quick goals. Gesso at 109, Palanga at 241. Face off to the right of the Danbury cage, and just moved ahead by the Hat-Tricks as they possess through center up the right side. Pushing in on the wall is Gonzalez. He'll slide it around. Rogers missed it as it kicked off the dasher, came right in front. Aldworth stick handles it out of harm's way. Rogers will give it back to him quickly, and now Aldworth through center with some speed. Aldworth trying to cut in, wrist shot off the shin of the defender. Goes right back to DeBenedette. And now we return to 5-on-5. DeBenedette looking in front. His pass is tipped behind Petrantonio in the far corner after it. Now Rogers ends up behind the net, back to Petrantonio. River Dragons ahead. Here's Storjahan on the right wing, getting it back in space. Storjahan checked off his stick. Storjahan on it, feeds a slot, tipped away just before it got to Kelly. Here's Kuznetsov back on the left side, cutting it over the line with a shot. Pavlos scoops that away to the corner. Gesso on it on the wing, putting it in behind the net. Petrantonio knocks that puck away from DeBenedette. Up the wall it goes. It does get out over the line. Danbury with the early 2-0 lead here. Just over 6 minutes into this first period. Kuznetsov will dump it in. Pavlos will glove it down. He'll leave it aside for Greco. Greco pressured by Kuznetsov. Quickly up the left side, Storjahan. In over the line, Kelly has King on the right side. King into the right corner. Up top, puck floats to the right point. LaBelle, his shot blocked, and now the other way. Gesso on a breakaway. Gesso moving in on goal. Lost it. Reached back for it, and Pavlos got it with a poke check. Oh my, that puck, I don't know if it hit a pile of snow or a rut, but that is a huge break for the River Dragons. It stays 2-0 Danbury, 6:36 into the first. We'll take a break and come back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
The year may be coming to an end, but the to-do list on your property, it never stops. Come see us at SunSouth. We'll help you find the right John Deere equipment to meet your needs. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth during our year-end sales event, where you can take advantage of low financing offers and huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including package deals with tractor, implements, and trailer. So do more and save more during the year-end sales event at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
River Dragons hockey is more fun in a group. Come celebrate your birthday, anniversary, reunion, and more. Get 10 or more people together to enjoy the best available seating, a special VIP entrance, group recognition at the game, a visit from Scorch or Torch, and more. Plus, you can add on options like Chuck-a-Pucks, souvenir hats or pucks, and even a team gear shopping spree. Groups of 30 or more get a post-game photo on the ice. Group perks are only available through the River Dragons office by calling 706-507-4625.
Back here on River Dragons hockey, Tom Callahan here with you. It's 2-0 Danbury. Not quite 7 minutes into this first period. They had a chance to make it 3-0, but the puck just kind of either got stuck in a pile on the ice or fell off the stick of Dustin Gesso. Now we get a hit at center that's going to, oh, here we go. Greco's going to have to answer for the hit. Greco challenged immediately by Riley Robertson, and they're going to throw. Greco had his helmet knocked off. Robertson already went once in this game with Frazier. Greco back in with a right arm. Robertson, he gets Robertson down to the ice. Greco threw a hit that knocked down Luke Richards. And Richards, by the way, is up, and he's okay. He was just slow to get up after the hit. But he is now up. And there was no penalty coming on that hit. The referee was right there, saw the hit, didn't call anything. I don't know if they're going to give Robertson an extra 2 here or not. .703 time of the penalties. They're still talking about it over the referee's crease. Robertson did go over after Greco after the hit. There's nothing on the board right now. Kyle Gonzalez is talking to the referee along with Josh Petrantonio. And again, there was no initial call on the hit. Right now, that's all they're showing is fighting majors for both Greco and Robertson. Now, mind you, Robertson's already gone twice. If he goes again, that'll be his exit from the hockey game. Greco is asking if he can come off the ice to the dressing room. Looks like he dinged up his right hand in the fight. Five on five, we will resume. Face-off coming up to the right of Pavlos in the River Dragons crease. 2-0 Danbury, 7:03 into the hockey game. Danbury's head coach Billy McCreary giving it to the referee. And now we are finally through with that portion of the program and ready to go again. Here's Austin Doe moving it up the right side for Columbus. Moving into the corner here. Doe trying to get after the puck. On the wall, Jemaev. That one is played away by Danbury instead. Gesso gets run into by Heitzner. Puck played back around the near side, but not out of the zone. Frazier in the near corner. Doe able to move it ahead. Jemaev. Jemaev will fire one in off the blocker of Wilson. Puck up in the air. Heitzner tried to glove it down. Instead, swept away from him down the ice. And that should be an icing call. Danelli back. Whistle goes, 7:47 into the first. River Dragons are still not credited with an official shot on goal here yet. Face off will be to the left of Wilson. Puck is down, tied up in the dot, swept back. Croup puts it off the outside of the net. Maybe trying an off-angle chance there. Now it ends up all the way out of the zone, where Rogers on it. Over to the near side to Petrantonio. He'll bank it ahead. That one just a little too far. Aldworth couldn't catch it. Gesso trying to go back the other way, but Petrantonio took it off his stick. Wickline right side, Aldworth up by himself. Aldworth right wing, waiting for a little bit of help in the corner, looking in front. And he tried to center for Wickline, tipped to the line, bouncer. Petrantonio keeps it in. Leaving into space there on the line, and a backhand sweep at it, missed by Aldworth. Puck free, Rogers stretching, and he just gets a poke on it to avoid a 2-on-1. Group tying up at the far side. And now Wickline will put it back to Petrantonio. Petrantonio to center, carrying it in, cutting to his right side. Try to flip it into space, looking for Croup. Croup centering, off a skate, a bouncer to the line. Chipped away from Rogers. He has to go back to center for it. Rogers across off the shin pads of Wickline into the zone it goes. Sturgeon up on the forecheck. River Dragons changing the unit here. King now moving in. Puck is cleared way up the middle. Breakaway pass. Falenga in. Backhand. Right pad. Saved by Pavlos. Big right pad stop to keep it 2-0. That was absolutely huge, and Danbury is just sneaking that guy loose in coverage behind him. Done it a couple times already. We're not even halfway through the first period. River Dragons at center, trying to move it back in. Cross ice feed. Here's Kelly with a drive and a glove save by Wilson. That one coming from a long way out. Wilson able to make the stop. He holds on. Face-off will be to the right of Wilson. Kelly, left point LaBelle. King, trying to put that one in towards Sturgeon. Hit him in the skates. Now it's turned back out by Mock. Mock will flip it into the right wing corner. Moving in after it to go get it is Marchesson. He moves it around to the left point. Shot coming in is well wide of the net. Mock lost it in behind to Underwood. Tipped on. Here come the River Dragons. Sturgeon out to center, but King unable to catch up with the pass. Right back in it goes. Sent back up that near side wall by Pavlos. Here's Kelly. Kelly on the left wing. They'll fire it cross corner. Sturgeon moving in after it. McDonald off the dasher out to center. Gesso try to chip it past Frazier. Now it's picked up. Here's DeBenedette in over the line. Knocked away from him. King steps around one. Gets it back. Frazier into the rush. Now chopped off his stick. And he will curl back. River Dragons changing it up. There's a dump in attempt that hit the linesman. Ends up with Austin Doe. Doe to the left side of his own end here. And now Frazier to center. River Dragons moving it ahead. Jamaev left side to Doe. Doe shot. Save made by Wilson as he has it with chest protector. And hangs on to that one. 9:21 to go in the first. 2-0. Danbury in the lead. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
The year may be coming to an end, but the to-do list on your property, it never stops. Come see us at SunSouth. We'll help you find the right John Deere equipment to meet your needs. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth during our year-end sales event, where you can take advantage of low financing offers and huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including package deals with tractor, implements, and trailer. So do more and save more during the year-end sales event at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Back on Columbus River Dragons hockey, Tom Callahan here with you. Face-off coming up to the right of Brian Wilson in the Hat Tricks net. And it is controlled by Danbury. Falanga quickly up the left side, but they're trying to cut around the D. Bumps the puck through, but Vanelli stood him up just enough. That allows Frazier to clear off the glass and out. Once again, Danbury regrouping quickly. Lugo with a feed ahead to Falanga. Falanga on the right side. Into space on the left wing. Shot coming in. Pavlos a right pad save. Rebound goes into the corner. Tracked down by Borshev. They tie up over it in the corner. And right now, Columbus trying to break out here now up the left side. Here's Doe through center. Runs into traffic. Carried the puck in. Play was offside, but it ends up back at center anyway. Frazier on it. He'll leave it for Vanelli. Vanelli on the right side. Back to Frazier. River Dragons are changing up the front. And now it's Wickline, Aldworth, and Krupp out there as Wickline wheels back in his own end, leaving it off for Vanelli. Left side, here's Frazier. Pass ahead. Aldworth had it knocked off his stick. That delays everybody at center. Wickline having his stick held there pretty blatantly by John McDonald. Did not call that one. Left side, here's Wickline into the corner. Trying to put it around as he gets bumped on the wall. At the right point, Vanelli tried to hold it in. Krupp backing him up. Kept it in only for a moment. Now it's cleared out. Danbury to center. Right side, Mock. Tried to swing it in front. Turned away to the left side corner. Marchesson cycled it down right to Rogers, who just lifts a wedge out to center. And that one comes bouncing down by Krupp, who sent it back to Rogers. A rolling puck that he has to scoot all the way back behind the net with. Feeds Petrantonio left side. Chips it to King. King ahead, looking for Storjahan, but it hopped off the stick. Puck into the corner. Pavlos thought about going to play it. And now instead Danbury on it. They try to walk it in front, but that one was taken away, played up the near side. And ahead, attacking is Petrantonio. He'll lead the charge left side. Cutting in, stops, spins, feeds Storjahan. Backhand, he scores! Alex Storjahan scores on a backhand through the 5-hole on Wilson. The River Dragons get on the board with 7:03 to go in the first. It's 2-1. That is a response that Columbus sorely needed. And Petrantonio making the drive down the right side wall, determined to make something happen. Fed Storjahan in the slot, and he kept his backhand low along the ice. In it goes through the legs on Wilson for his 21st goal of the year. Here's Kuznetsov. He'll put it in as the Hat Tricks go back to the attack. Rogers around to the near side. Turning with it. Ends up on the right wing. King ahead to Kelly. Kelly 2-on-2 with Storjahan. They weave in. Kelly right side in the slot. Walks around the D. In for a chance. Kelly shot save. Wilson rebound. Swept just past King. LaBelle couldn't keep it in. Greco will fire it back in. River Dragons go to the change here up front. Heitzner, Jamaev, and Doe. A bouncer sent in. The Pavlos will play aside for Greco. 6:15 to go in the first. 2-1 your score. Hat Tricks in the lead, but Storjahan has just gotten the River Dragons back in the hockey game with his 21st. Petrantonio the assist. And also one to Cody Rogers. River Dragons push back in. Left side, here's Doe. Up towards the point for Falanga. Looking to move it out past LaBelle. Can't turn over the slot, and Heitzner's shot is battled way out of play. 5:54 left to go here in the first. Shots right now hanging at 10-4 Danbury. It was 8-0 at one point in the game. So at least Columbus has settled it down since that really rough start. Again, we talked about it in the pregame. It's that first 10 minutes really for the River Dragons. Frazier in with a shot right into the belly pad of Brian Wilson. He holds on. He'll freeze that. Face off back to Wilson's right. Aldworth, Krupp, and Wickline out up front. Aldworth to take the face-off here. One over towards Wickline. Wickline sends it back down into the left side corner. And it's off the glass, out over the head of Frazier. A bouncer coming down, and a race developing here that Pavlos elects to win as it comes out to play it. Now wedged on to the left side. Wickline couldn't catch up with it there. It's chipped back to center. Now back on the right-hand side. There's a chance in front. Oh, Pavlos, nice job to leave the left pad behind because that pass turned into a shot by Richards. Ahead comes Krupp in. Krupp left side feeds right wing. Backdoor and a right pad save there. As Wilson was coming out, it was more a pass for Wickline. But Wilson was so aggressive on the angle, he kicked it away. Now Vanelli with a shot and a blocker save on that right point wrister. Wickline left half wall into the corner. Aldworth on the backhand, behind the net, out the far side. Up to the right point, Vanelli uncorks, and that is blocked in front. Puck steered to center by Danbury, as now it's Columbus's turn to push back a little. They move it in over the line, a little chip into space there, but Wickline didn't get it deep. Turned right back at center, and a couple of whacks for Frazier, but it ends up Jesso feeding into the slot, taken away from Kuznetsov. But Kuznetsov able to bail back to center, recovers, feeds it into an open wing on the left side. Rogers after it, though, chips it up the right side. Storjahan chasing. Ends up on the near side, right at the line. We get a whistle for offside. Brought to you by Old School Barbershop. Online at oldschoolbarbershop.com. That is spelled SHOPPE.com. We'll take a quick break. Back with more in a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey. It's hockey.
The year may be coming to an end, but the to-do list on your property, it never stops. Come see us at SunSouth. We'll help you find the right John Deere equipment to meet your needs. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth during our year-end sales event, where you can take advantage of low financing offers and huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including package deals with tractor, implements, and trailer. So do more and save more during the year-end sales event at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other. Because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Welcome back on River Dragons hockey. Tom Callahan here with you. Face-off coming up just outside the Danbury line. 4:13 to go here in the first. 2-1 your score. Hat-tricks in the lead. Petrantonio turning back with it. He's going to bring it on ahead on the right side, but the shot tipped out of play. We get a whistle. Yes, we are aware that the score bug is taking a break right now on our video side, and we'll get that back up and into the broadcast as soon as we possibly can. So I'll keep you informed. 2-1 Danbury, 4:01 to go in the first period. Shots are 11-6. There we go, it's back. Just wanted to take a little break. Pushed up the left side. Danbury trying to attack through center. And that one is dumped right onto the stick of Rogers. Rogers looking to turn it the other way. His pass ahead tipped and got through, but tipped behind Kelly at the last moment. Storjahan up in the left wing with him. Kelly in the corner in front, looking for King. The bouncer eludes him. Ends up in the right half wall. King up the boards, but stops, gets some body position, flips it back down the wall right side. Swept away from Kelly. Storjahan slowing it down to the near corner. Storjahan lost it. Lugo ends up with it, trying to spin it away from Kelly. And Lugo able to skate it away, but it is checked off his stick by Petrantonio. Danbury regrouping in its own zone. The long lead pass on the left side, looking for Falanga. Rogers cut him off on the wall. Underwood back after it. They feed it around to Petrantonio. Petrantonio up the near side. Kelly back to Petrantonio with it. They'll try the left side. Petrantonio chipping it ahead, looking to help himself out there. It's sent right back the other way. Pavlos will leave it aside for Rogers. Heitzner swings by, leaves it back to Rogers. Left side, Greco ahead into space. Heitzner walks in at the line, cutting to the right. Backhand flip in front, blocked. Second attempt, went right across the crease. It ends up in the near corner. Set up by Danbury. 2.5 to go in the first. 2-1 your score. Danbury leading. Heitzner, right wing side. Leaving it off on the wall. Getting it back up top in the backhand. Couldn't do anything with it. LaBelle presses. His shot glove save Wilson. LaBelle let it go from outside the hash marks on the left side all the way at the dasher. Still made Wilson make a save, and more importantly, generates a chance for the River Dragons to reset the lines, get an offensive zone draw here. With 2:18 to go in the first. 2-1 your score. Draw to the right of Wilson. Aldworth in for it. We see a little bit of line juggling right now. We've got Doe, Aldworth, and Wickline out there together. And a pass picked off at center by Greco. Tried to walk in with it. Ran into some traffic. Danbury still can't clear the zone, though. Wickline picked it back. Wickline on the left side. Feeds it across. Right side. Greco walks in. His shot save. Wilson rebound in front. And Aldworth put it right back into the goaltender. And now Aldworth getting shoved by Dowler. Boy, Danbury does not miss a moment trying to intimidate, that's for sure. They do come right at you, and you've got to be tough to stand up to these guys. They don't mind playing that kind of physical brand of hockey. Already we've had a couple scraps of this, and the guy who was involved in both for Danbury, Riley Robertson, is right back out there. He's already added 10 minutes onto his penalty totals for the year, which is now 76. 1:52 to go in the first. 2-1, Danbury leads. Face off to the left of Wilson. Aldworth into the right side corner, hooks it in front. Wilson's goal stick blocked it away to the near wall. Wickline lost it to the point, poked at by LaBelle, but taken away by the hat tricks. They'll loop back into their own zone here on the reset. Up the left side, Falanga with it, feeding it into space on the right side. Robertson fires it around the rim. Pavlos stumbled, couldn't get out there after it. And now a centering attempt goes off the body of Doe to center. Turned back in, or was it? Nope, hit the linesman. That put the play offside. So we get the whistle with 1:18 to go in the first. That offside brought to you by Old School Barbershop. If your sides are a little off, visit Old School Barbershop online at oldschoolbarbershopppe.com. Book online anytime. You can also book online 24/7 on their Instagram and Facebook.
Texas Roadhouse is here tonight. They are still open for
King Kelly Storjahan back out there, and it's pushed ahead by Storjahan. He tried to chase it, but that one is fired right back into the zone by Pamelion. Around the rim it goes. King cuts it off of the far side wall. They'll move it ahead, and now Kelly to center. Storjahan. And that was knocked away. It ends up back with Vanelli. Vanelli on the right wing. Working his way in with a shot, and that is handled and held by Wilson. Face-off will be to the left of Wilson. 56.4 seconds to go in the first period. Columbus has done a nice job of catching back up here, I think. But boy, oh boy, those two early goals. Quick shot on by Storjahan, handled by Wilson. Now Vanelli at the point, rips one just wide of the net. Had the screen in front, just couldn't find it. Now Frazier leaving it up top. Kelly cutting along the blue line, in trouble, coughed it up. Back the other way now is Mock. Mock on the left wing, but Vanelli inducing him to dump it into the corner. Marchesson up there, Kelly kicking at it. Frazier poked it free to Vanelli. 25 seconds in the period. Puck in the slot, and fortunately River Dragons away. Left side, Storjahan into space. Kelly has help. Kelly shot, score! Jacob Kelly rings it in off the far side goalpost on the glove side of Wilson, and with 15.5 to go in the first, the River Dragons have tied it at 2. Wow, that is a big goal from Jacob Kelly. And with that, he goes back into a tie for the league lead with 29, 19:44 time of that momentum turner. That is massive. After the start that Danbury had, the pressure they brought, they dominated the first part of the period. But these two teams are going to leave level at 2. Frazier floats one down the ice wide at the horn. Wow, what a turn of events. And Danbury had the best start to the hockey game you could have asked for. The Hat-Tricks scored twice in the first 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and they really looked like they had the ears pinned back on the River Dragons. Instead, we get to the end of the period, and it's a 2-2 tie. And what a job Columbus does rallying in this period. Absolutely. We're going to talk about it quite a bit when we come back here. But first, we've got a visit with a River Dragons player in this Chick-fil-A first period intermission report. It's going to be Kirk Underwood, who steps up to the microphone, and then we will recap the scoring for you. We'll take a look at that Zelmo's zip-in out-of-town scoreboard, and a whole lot more coming your way in just a little bit. All right, River Dragons fans, well, wipe the sweat from your brow. They rally to score 2 late in the period, and Columbus gets out of the first with a 2-2 tie against the Danbury Hat-Tricks. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons Hockey. It's hockey.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
When the River Dragons have a breakdown, the puck can end up in the back of the net. But when your car has a breakdown, you need a reliable tow partner. Trust the tow company the River Dragons depend on, Tuffy's Towing. Tuffy's tows many types of vehicles in the Chattahoochee Valley. Call 706-457-0985 for a quote or go online to tuffystowing.com. Tuffy's, we tow more than just cars.
Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A First Intermission. Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A First Intermission Report. We're joined by Kirk Underwood. And Kirk, big 2-1 win last night. Has to go to overtime, but beating Danbury has to feel pretty good for you guys.
Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, with a team that close to us in the standings, it's always nice to kind of get a little bit more breadth.
Talk a little bit about how that game went. It really seemed like, and it always is when you play Danbury, a struggle to score goals, a struggle to beat the goaltender Brian Wilson, who's pretty good. Did you guys have to change anything offensively during the game?
I think once we got into the flow of the game a little bit more, we realized it's a good goaltender that we're playing against, right? So the more shots, the more opportunities, and I think that once we started to realize that, it went our way a little bit better.
And in the third period, you outshoot them 15-4. So obviously on the defensive end, things improved as well. Any changes there, or just because the offense took over?
No, I think that our D did a really, really good job last night, keeping it simple and keeping it just straight up the ice as fast as possible.
Now tonight, the rematch, the second time around, it always seems to be a little more feisty. That one, I got to tell you, I thought it was going to boil over a little more than it did, but both teams actually kind of stayed in better control.
Yeah, most definitely. And obviously, right, when we're this close in the standings and they're creeping up on us, they're going to really want this one. So we're going to have to come out hot, and I know they are too.
And so then finally, taking a look at how things are going for the River Dragons right now. You guys, since that 3-game losing streak, you've started to bounce back. What was the change coming out of that?
Yeah, I think it was just us realizing that we are the best team in the league and playing like we are and playing exactly like we know how we can. And I think that just kind of took over for us in the last several games.
All right, Kirk, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
All right, back with more of the Chick-fil-A First Intermission Report in just a moment.
109 Victory Drive in Columbus is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
Hydrolife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Hydrolife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. Hydrolife Therapy. Start living your best life.
While the River Dragons handle pests on the ice, Orkin takes care of rodents and pests at your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Orkin creates a custom pest plan specifically for you. Orkin can help eliminate and control mice, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stinging insects, and cockroaches, just to name a few. Remember, they're not happy until you're happy, so visit Orkin.com for a free estimate and trust the only pest control service the Dragons trust, Orkin. Now, if they could just control sea wolves and thunderbirds.
Heroes of Valhalla is your go-to place for all of your gunsmithing and firearms needs. They also specialize in Cerakote finishing as well as hydro dipping, which offers over 1,000 different pattern options. Check them out online at heroesofvalhalla.us or stop by the shop at 6320 Bradley Park Drive in Columbus. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at heroesofvalhalla.us.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Dragons hockey, Tom Callahan here with you as we are in our first period intermission report brought to you by Chick-fil-A. All right, I have some housekeeping to do with you fans. The first is to remind you this is your last chance to pre-order your authentic Columbus River Dragons jersey to be delivered before the end of the regular season. Customize your jersey with any name and number and show everyone how much you love the River Dragons. Orders must be placed by February 5th. To guarantee on-time delivery, go to rdragonsmerch.com to place your order today. Again, that's rdragonsmerch.com to place your order today. Also, Air Force Heating and Air, a fine sponsor here of the River Dragons, is giving away River Dragons gear. All you have to do to enter to win your chance is go to airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. That's airforceheatingandair/dragons. And we want to congratulate our latest winners in the Air Force Heating and Air giveaway, Chad Miller and Lisa Calhoun. Will you be next? Only if you enter to win. Plus, River Dragons fans, you have a special $69 tune-up offer at this number. It's a special number for River Dragons fans. 706-661-7242. Again, that's 706-661-7242. 2. And to enter that giveaway, once again, airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. Let's take a look back at the scoring in that first period for you. Boy, Danbury came out like a house of fire in that first period. The best start they could have possibly had on home ice. They score a goal just 109 into it. Dustin Jesso, his 25th of the year from Kuznetsov and DeBenedit. And they were off and flying. Jesso from that left face-off circle, able to beat starter Christian Pavlos low along the ice on the left side. And then at 2:41, they come out with another one. This time it's Michael Falanga who drives in from the left wing, gets around the D, cuts in front of the net, and is able to somehow get the puck to sneak past Pavlos. And that made it 2-0, and it was all Danbury at that point. The River Dragons were trying to find an answer, and it took them a little while, but slowly but surely, as they have all season long, the River Dragons start to tip the scales back the other way. And they did indeed answer not once, but twice. And it's the Storjahan Kelly King line doing the talking. At 12:57 of the first period, Josh Petrantonio rushes the puck up the left side of the ice and driving up from his D spot, cuts in front, puts it over to Storjahan. Storjahan going to his right on the backhand is able to slide it in the 5-hole of the goaltender Wilson, his 21st of the year. An assist on there for Cody Rogers as well, and that makes it a 2-1 hockey game. And then this goal is massive. Late in the first period, again on that left wing side. This time it's Storjahan who feeds Jacob Kelly, and Kelly with a wrist shot from the left wing that rings in off the far post behind Wilson. The 29th goal of the year for Kelly, and it makes it a 2-2 tie at the intermission. At one point in the period, shots were listed as 8-0 in favor of Danbury. But again, once the River Dragons jump back in the game, that evened itself out. It finished the period Danbury 12 shots and Columbus with 10. No power plays. Surprisingly, in that first period, we had some penalties. We even had 2 fights, but there were no power plays given in that opening frame. So everything kind of evened itself out there. The score even after one period at 2-2. Let's take a look at the Zelmo Zippin out of town scoreboard here, where right now Binghamton and Delaware are just trading blows. After one period of play, that game is tied up at 3. They should be starting the second period any time now. Delaware trying to find its second regulation win of the year. Now this one's a bit of a surprise too. Wow, look at this in the second period. Carolina up 4-0 on Watertown. And not that Carolina isn't good, but yesterday that was a much closer game, at least in the early going. But right now the Watertown Wolves are struggling against Carolina. And in Elmira, where the Mammoth are hosting Motor City, that one's about halfway through the second period, and it's 2-1 Motor City in the lead. In the NHL today, it was time for the All-Star game. And the Central and Pacific faced off first. The Central won that one 6-4. Then the Atlantic really beat up on the Metro 10-6 to advance to the final, where it was the Atlantic against the Central, and the Atlantic wins 7-5. And it was the Dylan Larkin show today. 5 goals for Larkin overall in the competition, a hat trick in the final game. And the Atlantic Division claims the All-Star Game crown for this year. No games listed for tomorrow in the NHL, but they will get back with a pretty full slate on Monday. Let's see, we have on Monday 6 games as they come out of that All-Star break action. Meanwhile, the River Dragons wrapping things up here in Danbury, and once they're done here, heading back home and taking on, well, actually, pardon me, they'll head back home and then out to Carolina to finish up a 4-game road swing here against the Thunderbirds on Friday and Saturday. Then they come back home on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. 17th is Education Night 2.0. Educators receiving a buy one, get one ticket deal through the River Dragons office. And then it is Military Appreciation Night on Saturday the 18th. Delaware Thunder in town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For the Military Appreciation Night, okay, if you are an active duty military member, there are vouchers on base for you to pick up for free. that you can come to attend the game. Veterans, we have a buy one, get one ticket deal for you through the River Dragons office. Give us a call, 706-507-GOAL. 706-507-4625. 507-4625. If you need any more information, you can always go online to rdragons.com. While you're there, check out rdragonsmerch.com and throw in your order for that jersey, which has to be done by tomorrow at the latest. Tomorrow is February 5th. Already, you must order your jersey if you want it by the end of the regular season. Completely customizable, any name, any number, any of the jerseys that you want of the regular jerseys that the River Dragons wear. They're all available at rdragonsmerch.com. 2-2 after one period of play. That's it for our Chick-fil-A first intermission report. We'll be back to the Harvey Lumber press box with period number 2 in just a little bit. Stay tuned. You're listening to Columbus River Dragons Hockey. It's hockey.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Hey guys, this is Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm.
It's Rick Willis of the Mike Costello Law Firm.
Did you know that car accidents are the #1 case of injuries in the U.S.? So if you find yourself in a car wreck,
call or text me at 844-GET-MIKE or visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com.
Do yourself a favor and I hope that you learn. Been in the wreck, call a Mike Costello Law Firm.
So if you've been injured, please give us a call.
Let's have a conversation.
Michael G. Costello, 1301 First Avenue, Suite 101, Columbus, 31901.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other. Because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Columbus Diagnostic Center, the area's clear choice for diagnostic imaging. CDC Northside features the area's first and only 3T MRI, the most powerful MRI available, and our new 64-slice CT scanner, cutting-edge imaging that's available at both locations. For over 30 years, patient comfort, lower costs, and uncompromising dedication remain our top priority. Clearer results for a more accurate diagnosis. Columbus Diagnostic Center and CDC Northside, technology with a human touch.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Here on Columbus River Dragons Hockey, Tom Callahan here with you as the team's getting ready to return to the ice surface here. Coaching staffs making their way towards their respective benches, and Christian Pavlas the first to step on the ice for either side. River Dragons goaltender. Each goaltender gave up 2 in that opening period. River Dragons found themselves down 2-0 very quickly in the opening frame. If you're just joining us here, 2:41 in already, Jesso and Falanga had scored. And things were going the way of the hat tricks, but then the River Dragons responded at 12:57. Storjahan's 21st. In 1944, Kelly off the post and in. Beauty from the left wing. And for Kelly, that gets him back into a tie for the league in goals with 29. Of course, pending other action in the league tonight, seeing what the rest of the goal-scoring leaders do. But it's 2-2. Right back to square one here after 20 minutes of play. The real question will be, because Danbury, really their game plan in that first period, and it worked for a little while, but they come out and they try to bully you. They try to be physical. They try to push you around, intimidate you. And to a certain extent, it can be successful. And it really depends on the makeup of your team, if you're a team tough type of squad or not. And that's what the River Dragons are trying to figure out here and see what they have as they work towards a playoff run. And Columbus is a team that can make a deep push this year. And I think that when you get that fortitude going and you prove to yourself that even in situations like this where the going gets tough, hey, you're the tough that gets going, that's super important. And I think that's exactly what this River Dragons team wants to do. And they did. They pushed back in that first period, tied the game back up at 2. So now, to open this second period of play, brought to you by Kinetic Credit Union, what are we going to see here? What direction is this going to go? The River Dragons, will they continue the momentum? Will Danbury come out and push back? Let's find out. Face off at center. It is Aldworth, Krupp, and Wickline that start the period. Aldworth wins the draw. And it's dumped in. Now Karam's right to Krupp in with a wrist shot and a blocker save made by Wilson. Here's Petrantonio in a shot. Wilson a save, centering feed, and that is covered up by Wilson. Just 15 seconds in. By the way, they have added an assist to Lane King on that Kelly goal. Good to see Kinger get back on the score sheet as well. Well, that line is active early on here. And you love to see it. Those guys can really be game changers. Actually, that's the beauty of the River Dragons. Just about any line can be a line changer just about any night. Columbus has to clear it out to center here. And now stolen by Aldworth, up with a wick line. 2-on-1. Aldworth cutting it. Shot, and he missed on the glove side. Puck goes all the way back out to center. Petrantonio on it, but he coughed it up. Left side in. There's a shot and a goal. Wrist shot by Marchesson from the left wing. 43 seconds into the period. Danbury back in front. That'll be an unassisted goal. Marchesson stole that pass just outside the blue line, walked in with it, and beats Pavlos from the left wing. Michael Marchesson, his 17th goal of the year. And boy, the River Dragons came out flying, but it's Danbury that is able to end up putting the puck in the net. McDonald in on the left side with it. He'll throw it wide to the net. Around to the right side it goes. Kept in by Kuznetsov. Puck at the point, long shot. Pavlos a glove save and a hold on. Kuznetsov keeps that draw one in. Shot from the right point, deflected wide. As Danbury trying to go to work in the offensive zone, but Kelly moving into an open wing. Here's King to Storjahan. Storjahan, left wing, looking for King. King in over the line, flips it into high slot area. Kelly a backhand, pad save Wilson as he kicks out the right leg. Left point, Greco holding it in. His shot in, save Wilson. Puck is free in front. Cleared away off the glass and out to center. King tried to leave it in space rather. It's dumped back in. Pavlos steers it aside with his left pad. There's a feed through center. Kelly deflects it on down the ice. River Dragons will change it up here. No icing as Robertson back for the puck. Just over 2 minutes gone in the second. Danbury has scored to make it 3-2. Greco with a rolling puck. Tried to feed it around. It was cut off on the wall. Fed to the high slot. Lugo cutting in with a shot. Deflects wide on the near side. The centering attempt did not go. Now another try at it by Gesso. Ends up left point. McDonald, far dot. There's the shot. Tipped to the glass. Bounces right in front. Having to steer it away into the corner. Heitzner clearing to the line. Not out. Held up by Robertson. Left side, Falenga with a blast off the shin pads of Greco. Chemaev out the other way with it. He'll bank it into the right wing corner. Wilson out to handle it, paddles it along in the backhand. Frazier trying to get to the left point to keep it in, and he does. Puck caroms around onto the left side, Chemaev. Chemaev, off-angle chance. Wilson knocked it aside. Swung around right point. Vanelli on a bouncer holds it in. Heitzner turnaround chance, steered wide, bounces right in front. Wilson scoops it up in the mitt and holds on. 2:56 into the second period. And it feels pretty wide open here to start the second, which is not really what I expected, but here we are. Broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box, Tom Callahan with you. Harvey Lumber serving the community for over 150 years. Second period is brought to you by Kinetic Credit Union. And now the Hat Tricks win the draw in their own zone. They'll send it right into the Columbus end of things. Aldworth over after it onto that far side. He'll move it ahead to Wickline. Wickline will carry it. In on the wing, leaving for Krupp. Krupp, high slot, shot. That one over top of the net as it ramped off the defender's stick. Wickline after it. Sent around to the near side, Krupp in the corner. Right back for Wickline off a skate. Turned over in the circle. The Danbury away to center. Mock, right wing with a shot. Pablos to save. Now another chance. That one is deflected behind the net. Frazier on it. Right side to Krupp, who tips it out to center. Danbury quickly on the regroup, steering it back in. Ends up in the near corner. Kuznetsov. Left side, Jesso on the half wall. Back for Kuznetsov into the slot. There's a chance and a goal. Lucas DeBenedette right between the hash marks. And once again, this is exactly what the start of the first period looks like. Same thing with the start of the second period. The Hat Tricks all alone, time and space, lots of room in the slot all day to shoot. Danbury will push in again for a quick chance, and that one is held by Pablos. Well, this is a tough one right now for the River Dragons. They're just falling asleep here and there and being made to pay for it. DeBenedette's second goal of the year. There's a shot in again. Pablos a glove save. Jesso, DeBenedette, and Kuznetsov remain the line out for Danbury, and why not? Those guys have the hot sticks. They win this draw too. McDonald feeding it back in behind the net. Jesso trying to come up with it. They're going to feed it up top in the slot. Kelly takes it away, gives it to Storjahan. Storjahan on the left wing, driving wide, in with a shot. That one sent high. Wraps his way around right point. Rogers sends it back down low. Storjahan tried to pull away with it, lost it. Now it takes an odd kick off the puck board, and away come Danbury. Up through center, over the line. They'll leave it off. There's a shot by Jesso, shouldered down, and the puck stays in up top. Chance to send it down low. Kuznetsov in the left half wall with it. Kuznetsov into the high slot, and from behind, Gonzalez had a stick lifted. Now they put it on goal. Pablos to save. Ends up on an open wing far side. Kelly on it. Kelly's going to try to slow it down a little here. His clear hit a leg, came back to him. The River Dragons need a change here. Kelly stretched through center. That one missed Storjahan. That's going to be an icing call, and maybe a penalty here? If they're going to call Storjahan for tripping, well, we'll tell you about it when we come back. 5:05 into the second, 4-2 Danbury. We're back with more in a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
What's up, Columbus, Phoenix City, and all the bi-state area? This is Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm. Once we take on a car wreck case, it's not just about law. It is our duty to provide and to give that client the best possible experience. If you think you need us, call or text us. We got you. Michael G. Costello, 1301 First Avenue, Suite 101, Columbus, 31901, 762-221-5616.
Time for your mind so it locks and loads.
Back here at Danbury Arena, Tom Callahan here with you. It's 4-2. Hat Tricks in the lead. They struck twice quickly in the first and have repeated that in the second. The Benedict from Kuznetsov and Jesso was the latest one.
Everybody's a winner. Everybody's winning the Texas Roadhouse. Newtown Road again, man. Free advertising.
And the River Dragons push out of the defensive zone, draw ahead on the right side. Underwood feeding it in the slot, and then he ran into his line mate there. Broke his stick. That was Jamaev he collided with. There's a shot tipped over top of the net. And by the way, yes, Storjahan did end up with a penalty. I believe it was for tripping. So, first power play of the game belongs to Danbury. And I actually watched that play happen, and I would heartily disagree with the tripping call, but I'm not calling the game. So on to the First Franklin Financial penalty kill for the River Dragons. First Franklin Financial personal loans at the speed of life. Columbus starts the kill, and again sending it down. They're just doing a nice job chewing the clock right now, making Danbury go 200 feet to go get the puck. 6 minutes into the second period. It's 4-2. Hat Tricks in the lead. Now they turn it over at center, and stepping right back in is Doe. Doe in with a wrist shot, blocked. Kuznetsov got in the way there. River Dragons, by the way, are the most dangerous shorthanded team in the league. 9 shorthanded goals leads the FPHL this year. Left side, here's Jesso stepping in over the line. They'll feed into the high slot. Here's Kuznetsov, quick shot. Pavlos a save, and the rebound cleared down the ice. 27 seconds to go, and they call officially labeled interference against Storjahan. River Dragons doing a nice job here keeping Danbury to the outside of the perimeter. Nice battle by Heitzner to get that one out to center. Puck pushed back in. There's a chance because Kuznetsov in tight, couldn't get it to go. And now out of the box is Storjahan, just missing a lead at center, trying to break in. That successful penalty kill brought to you by Abercrombie Bonding. And that's a huge kill for the River Dragons right there. They definitely needed that one. But Danbury pushing right back in, trying to make something happen. Columbus needs to find its pushback once again here as they regroup. Vanelli, left side, stretches ahead. Storjahan weaving into the line, feeding Kelly on the right wing. He'll pull back up top, circling towards the blue line. Kelly in space with a wrister, and that's tipped into the netting, out of play. 7:42 to go in the second period, 4-2 your score. Danbury in the lead here. Pretty big crowd on hand here tonight at Danbury Arena. Face off to the right of the Hat Tricks net. Kelly will put it down the wall into the corner. There's King in the left half boards. Storjahan behind the net. Bank to the right point. Rogers trying to hold it in. Long shot in. Blockered away by Wilson. Left half ball. Petrantonio a chance. That one is knocked behind the net. Bouncer towards the side of the goal. Petrantonio still down low. Tried to feed Storjahan. Cleared towards the point. Storjahan able to keep it alive. Tied up in the skates. Kelly feeding it down the wall. Mock rims it around to the near side where McDonald picks it up for Danbury. He'll reverse it. Hat Tricks finally get it out of the zone. Petrantonio laying it off for Kelly. Back to Petrantonio. Right header's Wick line at center. Cross ice feed. Hit a shin. Ends up with McDonald. Danbury throws it down the ice. Pavlos out to play it. And did they call that icing or was that offside? Let's see where they put the face off, and that'll be my answer. It was a trailing linesman who called it. Well, they're going to drop it at center, so
Also, we got the Hammonds. The Hammonds are here.
Your guess is as good as mine. 8:32 gone in the second. 4-2 Danbury in the lead. Aldworth, Wickline, Croup out there for the River Dragons. Greco and LaBelle. LaBelle moving it ahead. Wickline, Aldworth trying to get to it. Tipped ahead in space, right side, Croup. Wickline, back to Croup. Aldworth, left side, couldn't handle the pass. Goes behind the net. On the near wing, Aldworth trying to send it back around. Flipped up high in the air, out it goes. LaBelle on it. He'll move it back, looking for Croup. Danbury exiting the zone. Now onto the left side, Kuznetsov on the backhand. Tried to shoot. That one tipped away into the near side. Kept in at the left point. Jackson's attempt in front. Snuffed out by LaBelle. And he ends up putting it in the bench area, so we get a whistle. 42 seconds shy of the halfway mark of this hockey game. It's 4-2 Danbury. River Dragons hockey is brought to you in part by Country Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of the Columbus River Dragons, by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the River Dragons, and by Zelmo's Zip-In, the official fuel provider of the River Dragons. Here's Underwood moving it ahead on the right side for Columbus. Now he'll swing to the left wing, send it around the glass. Jemayev onto the right side. Looking for Doe in the corner. Doe into the slot. Underwood hooks one off the side of the net. Puck is cleared out to center. Danbury pushing up the left side. Falanga run into by Vanelli on the near side. Frazier ends up with the puck. Frazier cutting to his right with it, getting it across to Vanelli. Vanelli from center will throw that one in, take a bump for his efforts. He and Falanga come together. Played around towards the right point. Vanelli in with a sandwiching hit there, as he also got Jemayev in it. And actually, Jemayev got the worst of that, as he is doubled over going to the bench. Now we get a whistle as the net comes off in behind Pablos. That's going to take us to the break. 9:47 to go in the second. 4-2 Danbury. Back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Back here in the Kinetic Credit Union second period, Tom Callahan here with you. It's River Dragons hockey. 4-2 Danbury in the lead. 9:47 to go in the second. Fans, this is your final chance to pre-order your authentic Columbus River Dragons jersey to be delivered before the end of the regular season. Customize your jersey with any name and number to show everyone how much you love the River Dragons. Orders must be placed by February 5th to guarantee on-time delivery. Go to rdragonsmerch.com. And time for God Bless America.
All right, can I take his military appreciation? Sponsored by Callahan in New Preston.
Also, want to remind you that if you want to register to win free River Dragons gear, just head over to airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. And congratulations to our two most recent winners, Chad Miller and Lisa Calhoun. Will you be next? Only if you register to win. airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. Puck drop coming up to the right of Christian Pavlos in the River Dragons net. And one back to the left point. Here's McDonald. He'll slide it around behind the goal. A bouncer that finds its way to the far side. Shot from the point by Robertson, deflected wide. Rogers up with it. He'll play it out to center. Down it goes. Robertson on it. And here's Rogers dumping it in from center. Bouncer right in front. Wilson had to sweep it aside with the goal stick. 9:24 and counting to go in the second period. 4-2 your score. Now on the right wing side, a centering attempt in the River Dragons zone. Mock was knocked down by Petrantonio. Now Heitzner's up by himself. He'll try on the left side, looking to drive into the backhand, cutting in the slot with it, curling on the right wing. Wanted help, but he fed it to Mock in the high slot there. No one was available. And the puck back to center. Petrantonio quickly trying to move it ahead while the River Dragons change. Petrantonio pushing left side. Kelly high slot in space. And with a wrist shot, he sent it high. Boy, Kelly does not miss often from that spot. Now a race. Will Rogers get there first? No icing. Kuznetsov keeping it alive. Rogers chasing it back into the near corner. Pulls it around Kuznetsov. They'll move it up the right wing to King. King in over the line, scoops it in front, a chance, Kelly is stopped right on the doorstep, big save by Wilson. Rebound cleared to the line, does come out over the stripe. Now pushed back in, and Kelly trying to get up on the forecheck. Well, Danbury to the regroup here, 8:14 and counting in the second period, 4-2. Hat Tricks have the lead. Final game of the season series. Greco runs into his man at the line. That was dependent. And now quickly stretch pass back. Here's Kelly, high slot, King. Kelly, left side, walks in, shoots, and Wilson got a piece of it. Rebound to the glass. Right side, King to the right point. Greco, long shot. That one is tipped out of play. Face-off will stay inside of the Hat Tricks zone. And so once again, same thing in the first, same thing in the second. Danbury comes out, gets a couple quick ones to start the frame, and then slowly but surely, the pendulum of momentum swings back to the Columbus side. In fact, it was right about this time in the first period where the River Dragons first found the net. Aldworth, Krupwick line up front. Aldworth pushing the draw ahead, trying to scoot up after it. Wickline into the right side corner after it to try to help out, but instead dug out by Jackson. And back comes Danbury. They'll flip that one in deep. Pablos in the backhand into the corner. A centering attempt cut off at the side of the net. Frazier trying to move it out. Swings it across the ice. Lugo keeps it in at the right point. Around the rim it goes near side. Wickline tipping it. Aldworth attacking right side. Trying to cut wide. Swept off his stick. In behind the net they go. Group on the far side. Can't get to the puck. Vanelli, left point, does hold it in. Wickline into the corner. Aldworth takes a bump. Still keeps the puck. Aldworth cutting in front. Knocked off his stick by Wilson with a poke check. Danbury trying to go the other way into the skates of Krupp. He'll feed it back to the D. Pass tipped, and now in behind Frazier as he tries to hook his man up, and he's going to go to the box for it. It's unbelievable the things that Columbus gets called for over the course of a season. And I watch other teams do the same thing, and they don't get called. I hate to sound like I'm complaining. I really do. And if you've been listening to me long enough, you know I like to try to keep this as fair and balanced as I can. But over the course of the season, it's ridiculous the way the power plays slant against Columbus. And for stuff like that. Unreal. This is hockey. Play the game. I can't imagine how frustrated you are, fans, because I know I am. So Frazier into the box, got the hooking call. Second power play of the night for Danbury. River Dragons on to the first Franklin Financial penalty kill. Personal loads at the speed of life. 0 for 1 with a man advantage here. Petrantonio chasing the puck back into his own end as it's cleared along towards that left point. Jemayev able to pick it up and get it at least to center. Good to see Jemayev back out there after he was a little banged up earlier in the contest. So now for the River Dragons, trying to get through this next minute 24 or so. Kept it on the left side by Danbury. Swung over to the right side by Gonzalez. He'll get it back at the left point. Taps it into space, but DeBenedek couldn't come down with it. Left point again. Gonzalez the keep for a moment. Jemayev able to knock it over the line. Heitzner steals it away. It's in her. Now he'll push up with Jemayev. Here's Heitzner in with a wrist shot. Wilson out aggressively to make the save. And now back the other way is Kuznetsov. He's up 2-on-2. Aloops up at the blue line. Left side pass too far for Jesso. Into the corner, poked away by LaBelle. LaBelle up the board. Stretching forward. Underwood pushed it ahead. Now race. Underwood has Heitzner with him. Underwood on the right side. Cutting in. Looking for a place. Drag shoots. And the save by Wilson. Might have actually even been a block by Kuznetsov there as he hit the deck with his stick flat on the ice. Now LaBelle picks off a zone entry. One clear, two clears. Falanga blocked them both. Third one, that one blocked at the right point. Puck stays in. Underwood swings it around. It rolls past Greco. Gesso hit by Greco, but the puck in again. Now Gesso holds it at the left point one more time. Gesso trying to walk through the traffic. That time he ran into Doe. Doe steals it away, and he'll push ahead. Austin Doe moving up on the right side. Cutting in, trying to go wide. Couldn't make it happen. LaBelle on the puck. LaBelle right side with it. His shot through traffic. Frazier down low out of the box. Frazier backhand side of the net. Puck still behind the goal. And Danbury, a little bit of chaos out there right now, but they're able to push it away, and now down the ice it goes, tracked by Storjahan. So another successful penalty kill brought to you by Abercrombie Bonding. But the River Dragons penalty kill, second in the league this year, and it's shown up big tonight. 4:18 to go in the second, 4-2 Danbury. Into the right side corner, Marchesson. Taken away from him, and now pushing back up the ice is Vanelli, but swept off his stick. Quickly pushed back in by Danbury. Played around to the near side. And out to center. Now here's King feeding it left side. Kelly cutting in. He's hooked up from behind. And a penalty coming up on Danbury. When we come back, River Dragons first power play of the game. 4-2 Danbury leads, 3:52 to go here in the second. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Back here on Columbus River Dragons hockey, Tom Callahan here with you. And the River Dragons to the first Georgia power play of the evening. Fans of River Dragons and Air Force Heating and Air want to express our gratitude to our servicemen and women currently defending our freedom, and of course our veterans. Thank you for your service. And so it is Dowler who ends up in the box. I believe hooking was the indication. Either way, the River Dragons with a man advantage here. Let's see what they can do going to work with it. The power play was a sore spot yesterday. Some pretty good advantages to win the game in regulation. They did not. Greco on the right side battling for it. There's a loose mitt. Now Greco takes a cross check right in the face. And he scoots out of the pile. Are they going to take them both? Or are they just taking one? They're just taking one. Roughing is the call against Gesso. That one coming with 3:33 left on that second period clock. And it means 141, a 5-on-3 for the River Dragons. Well, it goes from a big power play to a huge one. Let's see here, Kelly at the right point, LaBelle at the left. Kelly, one time, and a glove save Wilson. Storjahan, King, and Greco out there as well. Face-off will be to the left of Wilson. Minute 32 to go in the 5-on-3. Danbury taking their time, switching up their players here. Trying to give them a bit of a breather. Greco backs out of the face-off. He is in there to take this draw. Puck down, and it's won back by Danbury. Slid around the rim, and LaBelle can't keep it in. Pablos comes out for a skate to the corner. And he will flip it ahead quickly on the right side. Storjahan looping back, gets it to Kelly. Kelly in over the line on the right side. A lot of ice out there right now for the River Dragons. Kelly stops, feeds to the right point. Greco to the left side, LaBelle. LaBelle. Kelly off his heel of his skate. Moves, looking in the center for a slot. There's Storjahan, backdoor feed. King shot, save made, rebound. Kelly scores! Kelly scores on a rebound in the high slot. Wilson kicked the net off behind him, off the moorings of the right post. Danbury's complaining about it, but that is something the referees can't allow play to continue. They did. And the shot from the high slot, a 5-on-3 power play goal by Kelly. And the River Dragons get it back to within one. It's 5-3. You do not often see that call, but that is the discretion of the referees to let it go. Correction, 4-3. Not 5-3. But a big goal by Kelly right there. And now, the Georgia power play is 5-on-4 for the River Dragons. Vanelli, right side wick line, left point, Doe, down low, in front, a chance, they score! Jay Krupp on the doorstep, tips it in past Wilson. Wilson saying it never went in, but the referee on the goal line called it a goal. It's in, a second straight power play goal. Guess what? We're tied back up at 4. Wow. Go back to our pregame chat with head coach Jerome Bouchard, where he talked about how important the power play was, the missed opportunities yesterday for the River Dragons, and now today, how they cash in on both of them back to back. And again, if you're Danbury, all that hard work, everything you did to build that lead, to dominate most of the second period, wiped out. We're back to even. Vanelli moving it ahead. Tip back by Danbury. Now Kuznetsov with it. And you know Danbury's going to want to come punching right back. And the River Dragons want to keep the momentum. There's a turnover up high. Jesso a shot. That is stopped by Pavlos. Underwood on the right side with it. We'll get it at least to center. Jesso trying to turn back in, but the scoochery of the defense. Underwood finally able to cut him off. Boy, Dustin Jesso is a guy, you just got to put a body on him. And now they do. And a penalty in the corner. And Jesso is actually down over there. He's not moving all that much. He did move a leg, I saw that. They bring the trainer out. Now he's up on all fours. Underwood going to the box. So now it means Danbury back to the power play. They're 0 for 2 with a man advantage. I did not see the call against Underwood. 18-14 time of the penalty. See if we can catch you up on the scoring here. Well, at least the first goal is right now showing Kelly. So that's his 30th of the year from King and Storjahan. And then right now they're crediting Vanelli with the other one, but pretty sure that was Jake Krupp in front of the net. By the way, Jesso is off the ice under his own power, and he's okay. But now Underwood, I still haven't put a time up there or a penalty, so let's see what we end up with here. Well, I can tell you this, Petrantonio doesn't look pleased. Although, for being honest, Josh Petrantonio seldom looks pleased on the ice, and I guess that's a good thing. You have to have a surly disposition. Now the 2 minutes up there with Underwood's 11 next to it. 4-4 tie with 1:46 to go in the second period. And the momentum goes back for Danbury. There's still some explaining to be done at the benches. So we're waiting for that to finish. Billy McCreary always likes his explanations. You know, there are some coaches, they will wait for the ref to come over, and then once they goad the ref into coming over, they'll just give it to him. I don't know if McCreary's that guy, but he's very animated. But right now, it's a big power play for Danbury, although Jesso's going into the box as well. And that's a big offensive weapon in the penalty box. I'll try to sort all this out for you once we get a call on it. Swung around the glass, out and down the ice. Aldworth and Wickline pick up the assists on the Krupp goal. And now Danbury trying to move back in and set up. McDonald at the right point. His shot goes back into the corner. That one is swung around the glass, and down it goes. $1:10 to go in the second period. 1:23 to go in the power play for Danbury. This game is tied up at 4, and it's been a crazy one, I don't mind telling you.
1 minute remaining in the second period.
Back in come the hat trick, setting up under a minute to go here in this second period. It caroms off a shin out to center. Kelly sniffing blood in the water. Attacking quickly, but it was played away from him. Now it ends up with Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov on the right side walks his way in over the line. Kuznetsov, wrister, right pad save Pavlos. Rebound to the near side, Lugo. Lugo up top with it, onto the left wing. Kuznetsov gave it up. Right to Kelly. Kelly flips it down the ice. Jemayev moving ahead while the River Dragons change up the kill in behind. 25 seconds ago in the period. Danbury ahead on the right wing side. Patrick's trying to move it in. Falenga on the wall, curls. Right side feeds the right point. Quick shot in, and that one deflected wide in front. Held in at the left point. Ends up back up top there. Pamaleon put it over. There's a shot sent to the glass. Greco on the rebound into the corner, and he'll ride out the period. So 13 seconds of power play time will carry over for Danbury into period number 3. This game is tied up at 4 apiece. What a wild seesaw battle we have seen here tonight. Saturday night River Dragons hockey. Fans, we've got a fun feature coming up for you here in the second period intermission. You're going to want to stick around and check this one out. We'll play it on both the radio and the video side of things here, and it is our Whisper Challenge featuring Kirk Underwood and Brendan Colgan. It's a fun one. You should stick around and check it out. Then, of course, we have our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Zelmo's Zip-In coming up, as well as a look back at the scoring and everything else going on in and around this one here. It's been absolutely wild. 4-4 tie after 2 periods of play. And now we go into our second intermission report, which is brought to you by Shredaway. We're back with more in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons Hockey.
The first phrase is Cardi B.
iCarly. Curling.
The next term is pumpkin spice latte.
Bumper cars in space. Drinking. I don't know.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice latte.
There we go.
The third phrase is do not disturb.
Do not disturb.
Trip to Germany.
Do not disturb. Do not disturb.
Ron Jeremy.
Chattahoochee.
The next phrase is Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee.
Boys are juicing. Jerome Bichard.
Jerome Bichon.
Oh, you're so close. Bichard. Bichard.
Bouchard.
Yeah, okay. Hockey town of the South.
Hockey town of the South.
Zamboni driver.
Zamboni driver.
Labradoodle. Labradoodle.
Gas pump.
Labradoodle. Dog.
Hat. Helmet. Hair.
Labradoodle.
Choking.
Labradoodle, like
riding a horse.
Labradoodle.
Lemon juice.
That was closer, yeah. Labradoodle.
Apple juice.
A Labradoodle.
Apple.
Labradoodle.
Apple.
Labradoodle.
4 legs. Mummy.
No, 4 legs. Dog.
Dog.
Labradoodle.
Dog walking.
Labradoodle.
Labrador?
Doodle.
Lab?
Labradoodle. Doodle, like drawing, like doodling. Labradoodle.
Labradoodle.
That's all 4. That's all 4. Woo! That's sick, dude.
When you said Zamboni, the music stopped.
Shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Heroes of Valhalla is your go-to place for all of your gunsmithing and firearms needs. They also specialize in Cerakote finishing as well as hydro dipping, which offers over 1,000 different pattern options. Check them out online at heroesofvalhalla.us or stop by the shop at 6320 Bradley Park Drive in Columbus. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at heroesofvalhalla.us. Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain is your trusted plumber in Columbus and beyond. We go the extra mile to show up on time, diagnose your situation quickly, and get to the root of the problem. Blue Frog is here to deliver the right solution the first time, and we're available 24/7 because plumbing emergencies don't keep office hours. Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain. Less mess, less stress. On the web at bluefrogplumbing.com or call 706-887-6433.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Intermission report. Tom Callahan here with you, brought to you by Shredaway. Hey, I hope you enjoyed our Whisper Challenge feature, and a lot of fun there. Kirk Underwood and Brendan Colgan doing the Whisper Challenge earlier this week, and that one's an awful lot of fun. You can see things like that and a whole lot more on the River Dragons social media. You can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Look for the River Dragons. And you know what? Not only do we keep you up to date on what's going on, whether it's game action or ticket deals perhaps, or just maybe some trades, transactions, what's trending, but also some fun content like that. And we really have a blast bringing it to you. The guys are a lot of fun to work with. And I do want to say we very much appreciate the players who enjoy being a part of things like that. And it is a lot of fun to bring it to you. So we're in the second period intermission, brought to you by Shredaway. And so let's take a look at the scoring in period number 2. And this is it's been a crazy game. It's been a whirlwind so far in this one. In the first period, each team scored twice. Danbury scored twice early, and the River Dragons scored twice late, and it was 2-2 after 1. Well, pretty much the same tune being sung in the second period, because the scoring was open 43 seconds into the frame by Dmitry Kuznets, or pardon me, it was Michael Marchesson. Marchesson picked off an errant pass at the blue line, stepped in, and fired a wrist shot that beat Christian Pavlos for the goal, unassisted 43 seconds in, and it's 3-2 Danbury. Then at 3:55, Lucas DeBenedette scores his second of the year with assists from Kuznetsov and Dustin Jesso. And that makes it 4-2 Danbury. And once again, at that point of the hockey game, and really for the first half of the second period, it was all Danbury. The hat-tricks just pushing and pushing and really doing a great job there of carrying the balance of play. They were coming after the River Dragons. Columbus was trying to find its momentum, trying to find an answer to get that pendulum to swing back the other way, and they struggled early and often, but then they finally got things going for themselves, did the River Dragons. And once Columbus managed to get over that hump, then they were able to swing things back the other way. And the big momentum changer for Columbus was being awarded a 5-on-3 towards the end of the second period. Now, already at the first power play being levied was against Dowler, and Dowler ended up in the box for a slashing call at 16:08. But then a short time later, a roughing call was issued against Jesso, who got in a pile and actually got the lumber up right in the face of Greco. Took a stick right in the face there. Could have been a high stick. They called it a rough, but either way, it provided a pretty sizable chunk of 5-on-3. Well, the River Dragons cash in not once, but twice. The first time, the goal is scored by Jacob Kelly, who has now broken the 30-goal plateau on the season. Congratulations to Kelly for that one. He is also now, at least for the time being, in the league lead among all goal scorers. King and Storjahan the assist at 17-12 of the second period, and it became a 4-3 game with that 5-on-3 power play goal. And again, I'll go back to what head coach Jerome Bouchard said in the pregame chat that we had, where he lamented the team's lack of being able to score on the power play in yesterday's game. Now, the game went to overtime, and yes, Columbus won, but he felt the opportunities were there for his squad to make an impact, and they didn't. And so what happens is the River Dragons again convert. This time it's Jay Krupp in front of the net for his 12th of the year. Aldworth and Wickline the assist at 17:32. Krupp stationed right in front of the crease. Stick right on the ice. That's where you want it. And the pass tips in off his blade, ends up going in, and the River Dragons tie this game up at 4. Incredibly, the momentum swinging back and forth in this one is just absolutely crazy. And that's where we find ourselves, tied up at 4 after 2 periods of play. And again, if you looked at the shot totals early on, maybe even halfway through the period, grossly in favor of Danbury. How did we finish the second period, you ask? 13 apiece. So it's amazing. It's 2 different teams in 2 different halves of 2 different periods. Danbury dominates the first 10, Columbus the second 10. Fortunately, we're going to play 20 minutes in the third period. I can't wait to see which way that one's going to pan itself out, but it definitely is going to go back and forth. Power plays right now, so the River Dragons are 2 for 2 with that Georgia power play. And the penalty kill, the hat tricks right now are 0 for 2 in the power play. They do carry roughly, I'll say, 14 seconds of time into the third period. They've wiped it off the penalty clock, but just some quick math will tell me that 14 seconds should carry over into period number 3. And the River Dragons with Underwood in the box, a little extra there. And that third power play pending for Danbury, who, again, they start the period like a house of fire. They get out to that big lead. They get things going for themselves, and they really carry the momentum early. The River Dragons absolutely have to play a lights-out first 5 minutes here this third period. This is going to be the most critical 5 minutes they've played all season long. And if they can not only keep Danbury at bay, but maybe even try to tip the ice a little bit earlier in their favor, they can get out of here with a regulation win. And Danbury would have to feel that for all their efforts, that's a bit of a squandered opportunity, because at times they really have run this hockey game. But again, the River Dragons have been able to come back and push back on the other side of the equation here. So that's also nice to see for them. So let's take now a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Zelmo's Zip-In. Zelmo's has been fueling life's passions since 1999. And in the FPHL tonight, we've got 3 other games going on. We're having a little bit of an issue right now here. Let's see if we can get that back. All right, there we go. So out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Zelmo's Zip-In. If we can get the refresh to come up here. 3 other games in the FPHL here tonight. Right now, you've got Binghamton and Delaware still tied up at 3 in the early part of that third period. Pardon me, nope, that just did refresh. Late part of the third period, here's your update. 6-4 Binghamton. So the Black Bears, a comfortable 2-goal lead in the third period there. And now Carolina out to a 7-0 lead on Watertown. Sounds like the Wolves just don't have it tonight. Motor City right now clinging to a 3-2 lead over Elmira in the third period of that game. So the Mammoth trying to stay right there with them. Then in the National Hockey League, today was All-Star Saturday. And it led off with the Pacific against the Central. The Central winning that one 6-4. Then the Atlantic, 10-6 winners over the Metropolitan Division to advance to the final of the All-Star game. 10-6 was the score there. And then the Atlantic tops the Central 7-5 to take home the bragging rights and the crown from this year's NHL All-Star Weekend. Dylan Larkin, 5 goals on the day, 3 of them in that final contest for the Atlantic Division as they beat the Central 7-5. So that's a look at our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Zelmo's Zip-In. Tom Callahan broadcasting live here from the Harvey Lumber Press Box with you. And once again, I want to remind everybody, it is your last chance for your pre-order for the authentic Columbus River Dragons jersey to be delivered before the end of the regular season. The cutoff is tomorrow, February 5th. Hard stop. You must have your order in by tomorrow. Customize your jersey with any name and number to show everyone how much you love the River Dragons. Orders must be placed by February 5th to guarantee on-time delivery. Go to rdragonsmerch.com to place your order today. Again, that's rdragonsmerch.com to place your order today. Look, I procrastinated to the last second. I haven't even got my order in yet, but I'm going to be doing it after the game tonight. I'm going to go to rdragonsmerch.com, put my jersey order in as well. And the other thing I wanted to touch on was right now Air Force Heating and Cooling has a special offer just for River Dragons fans. It's a $69 tune-up and a special number for you to call. Only available on this broadcast, 706-661-7242. 706-661-7242. That's your special River Dragons offer for a $69 tune-up. And right now they're giving away free River Dragons gear. What? Visit airforceheatingandair.com/dragons for your chance to win. That's airforceheatingandair.com/dragons. And congratulations to our latest winners, Chad Miller and Lisa Calhoun. You can be next, but not if you don't get your name in the drawing. So here we have a 4-4 tie on our hands, and 2 periods in. Got the Zamboni out on the ice, and Chuck-a-Puck, as it does, takes forever to clean up, so we're running a little long in the intermission here. And we will get things back to play in just a little bit. In the meantime, here in the Shred-Away Second Intermission Report, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will get ready for that third period of action, brought to you by IGH Properties. And we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on out there. We also might have a couple of finals creeping in from around the league, so we'll keep an eye on those games as well. Will it be Danbury's third period? Will it be Columbus's third period? Will it be a balance of both? So far, 4-4 tie on our hands, 40 minutes in. Stay tuned, there's plenty more coming your way. Third period action. Columbus River Dragons hockey.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-press lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion and have a graphic designer on staff to make the logos or graphics needed to make your shirts unique. We pride ourselves on being able to deliver orders of any size at low, competitive cost with no minimum quantity. That's why the River Dragons trust the Jersey Shop for all of their uniform needs. Call 706-565-4245. That's 565-4245.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet, so leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain is your trusted plumber in Columbus and beyond. We go the extra mile to show up on time, diagnose your situation quickly, and get to the root of the problem. Blue Frog is here to deliver the right solution the first time, and we're available 24/7 because plumbing emergencies don't keep office hours. Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain. Less mess, less stress. On the web at bluefrogplumbing.com or call 706-887-6433.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Shred-Away Second Intermission Report. Tom Callahan here with you, and Motor City hanging on to a 3-2 lead late in the third there against the Elmira Mammoth. But look out, Delaware is creeping up on Binghamton. It is now a 6-5 Binghamton Black Bears lead, and that one is about 7 minutes into that third period. So could it become a game? Well, I believe the answer might indeed be yes. Here, boy, do we have ourselves a barn burner on our hands. Delaware scores twice, then the River Dragons score twice. That's been the pattern in the first period and the second period. Will it be the pattern in the third period? We will find out. It's 4-4 after 2 periods of play, and we'll be right back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Let Shred Away, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shred Away, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shred Away, 706-577-9668.
River Dragons hockey is more fun in a group. Come celebrate your birthday, anniversary, reunion, and more. Get 10 or more people together to enjoy the best available seating, a special VIP entrance, group recognition at the game, a visit from Scorch or Torch, and more. Plus, you can add on options like Chuck-a-Pucks, souvenir hats or pucks, and even a team gear shopping spree. Groups of 30 or more get a post-game photo on the ice. Group perks are only available through the River Dragons office by calling 706-507-4625.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique Boat and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, vectorply.com.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Columbus Diagnostic Center, the area's clear choice for diagnostic imaging. CDC Northside features the area's first and only 3T MRI, the most powerful MRI available, and our new 64-slice CT scanner, cutting-edge imaging that's available at both locations. For over 30 years, patient comfort, lower costs, and uncompromising dedication remain our top priority. Clearer results for a more accurate diagnosis. Columbus Diagnostic Center and CDC Northside. Technology with a human touch.
Through your heart beating right out of your chest.
Welcome back, Columbus River Dragons hockey. Tom Callahan here with you. Getting ready for the IGH Properties third period. If you're just joining us, you missed a crazy back and forth game so far. Each team scoring twice in each period. And really, you can almost cut the periods in half. First half of both periods belong to Danbury. Second half of both periods belong to the River Dragons. Columbus, with 5-on-3 and then 5-on-4 power play goals to erase that 4-2 deficit, make it 4-4. And now, as we start the period here, the River Dragons have about 13 or 14 seconds of power play time to kill off. When we come back and start things off here in the third. But again, the third period, this first 5 minutes, so critical. And the River Dragons have not led in this game. You don't want to chase the whole time if you can avoid it. But again, they'll be short-handed. The face-off is going to be big because they draw a win for the River Dragons. You can put that puck down the ice and chew up what's left of that power play. The flip side of the coin is the River Dragons, one of the most dangerous shorthanded teams in the entire league. 9 shorthanded goals, actually the most dangerous. They lead the league in shorties this year. And we're getting ready to drop the puck. Let's get it underway. Danbury wins the face-off. They will try a quick regroup, but Aldworth, pesky on the forecheck here, not really letting that happen. Petrantonio picks it off on the way into the zone, sends it back to center, and that's it. The power play is over for Danbury, and they are 0 for 3 with a man advantage. Now here's Aldworth pushing out of the box. He is knocked down. Left side, Petrantonio trying to work it in and worked it right into the Danbury bench. So just 24 seconds in, we'll grab a whistle. This game tied at 4. For the River Dragons, Kelly's got a pair, his 29th and league-leading 30th of the season. Storjahan and Krupp the other two. Here's Storjahan pushing in on the left side. A centering attempt hit a D. Kelly, backdoor feed, looking for King. And he had his stick checked enough that the save was easier for Wilson coming to his left. A little bit more of that if you're a River Dragons fan, please. LaBelle will loop behind his own net. He'll try the right wing side, and ahead comes Storjahan. Storjahan in over the line, leaving it onto the wing. King into the corner after it. Set up the slot, ends up on the right side. Now Kuznetsov pushing back the other way. 3-on-2, up with Jesso. Kuznetsov in with a shot, and what a blocker stop there by Pavlos as Kuznetsov cut across to his left. That was a high degree of difficulty save. Danbury will push that one back in. Pavlos out to corral it, but it hopped away from him behind the net. Danbury feeding into the slot. Falanga wraparound coming, and he's denied at the far post. Centering feed rolls all the way up top. Ends up at the blue line. Falanga able to keep in right side. Danbury feeding to the point. Little too hot to handle there, and so Gonzalez has got to go back to center. Toss back in. Now the puck right in front. Pavlos had to steer it away. Boy, that corner over there, that far side corner is active. It throws some crazy kicks up. Danbury knows it, and they throw pucks at it all the time. See what happens. Gonzalez on the left side. And moving in, Falanga in with a wrist shot. Blocked off of Greco. And now a lead on to the right wing. Pushed ahead. And into space, Heitzner, but following up the play. Bringing it in. On the right wing is Vanelli. Bank behind the net. Heitzner trying to get to it. It ends up behind the Danbury goal. 2:15 into the third, tied at 4. Krupp on the forecheck as that one is banked away through center. Sent down the ice. Will it go for icing? They say no. And now Vanelli tumbles to the ice along with Marchesson. Puck to the left point, not out. Frazier tracking it behind the net. Up the near wall, Krupp off the dasher. That one does get over the line, but brought right back in and stolen away by Aldworth. Aldworth on the right wing, trying to play it ahead to himself. Wickline going to the net in space, can't catch up with it, cleared back down. Vanelli after the roller. Has Mock on him, has to put it to an open wing. Wickline there at center, leaving it off for Krupp on the right side. Krupp will fire it in. Behind the net it goes. 3 minutes into this third period, we're tied at 4. Aldworth leaving it back for Petrantonio. Petrantonio in trouble, just moves it ahead. Now a turn back, Jesso on the left side, chasing a puck on the wing. Rogers blocked his shot. Petrantonio over to pick up Jesso, trying to center the puck. Wickline moving it away to the point, not out. Kept in, left side, Robertson in with a shot. He ripped it high. Robertson over to the right side to cover. Kept it in. Now the puck cleared ahead, Wickline. Has Kelly with him. Wickline skating it ahead, Storjahan on. Wickline in his skates, trouble moving that puck along. Down for the left point is Petrantonio, able to keep the play alive. In behind the net to Storjahan, hooks it up top. Quick shot, and the save by Wilson on that chance from Rogers stepping in. We're almost to that 5-minute mark I talked about. Right now, 3:49 into the third period, and it's been a much better start than it has to either the first or second for the River Dragons. Draw to the left of Wilson. Tied up on the far side, King on it. And that one will be cleared along and ahead pushing Lugo. Lugo on the right side with speed, trying to get around LaBelle. Does, in for a chance. Pavlos out to make a save with his left shoulder. The rebound over to Kelly. He'll skip it off the glass, back down the ice. Pamelion in his own end, feeding it over to the right side and getting it back quickly. Pamelion to center. Cross corner, that's an icing call. No, they wave it off. Boy, Pamelion did not make the center line, but they waved it off for some reason. LaBelle moving it ahead, Storjahan. Kelly at the line, his quick shot, missed the net. Kelly on his own rebound off the outside of the mesh. Fed to the right point, Greco, left side LaBelle. LaBelle around the wall. King tipping it free behind the net. That one will be picked up there. Played up the dasher by Borshev. And now Danbury, right side, fed into space, a chance in front. Pavlos almost caught going the wrong way. The post is up behind him. Puck on the near side is tipped into the netting. And we get a whistle and a break here. 5:02 gone by here in this third period. This game is tied up at 4. Stay tuned. Promises to be a wild finish here in this IGH Properties third period. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey. It's hockey.
IGH Properties specializes in managing single-family homes, single condos, entire HOAs, small and large apartments, and commercial business properties in the Chattahoochee Valley and beyond. Their expert property management team takes on the day-to-day chores of managing your rental property so you can enjoy a successful investment. Some of the responsibilities they handle are marketing, tenant interactions, lease agreements, and more. See them at IGHproperties.net. That's IGHproperties.net. IGH Properties. Happy tenants, happy owners, better rentals.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
And we're back on Columbus River Dragons hockey. Tom Callahan here with you from that Harvey Lumber press box. Fakes off to the left of Pavlos, 5:02 into the third. This game is tied up at 4. Kelly's got a pair, including his 30th of the season. River Dragons trying to leave the zone. Here's Underwood looking to push it ahead. Doe on the right side. He'll carry it in wide. Try to put it in front, but that one is taken away by Gonzalez. Gonzalez up the left wing, and now the hat tricks. Moving it up. Cutting it over the line. A pass from Mock. That one is tipped away. And now here's Greco. Left side, Vanelli rather. Got it to Heitzner. His shot blocked away by Wilson. Vanelli on the right side. Letting it roll free to Underwood up top. His wrister tipped. Went off the outside of the net. Doe in front. Knocked down. Still got a chance, but couldn't get it on goal. And now the net comes off behind Wilson. Or did it? No, whatever it was, the referee blew the play dead. Face-off will stay in the Danbury zone. 5:38 gone in the third, 4-4 tie, and Columbus had given up 2 goals in each period by this point. So the fact that they're able to survive this far is exactly what they wanted to do, to come out and really force Danbury, as they take an icing call here, to play a little bit more River Dragons hockey in the first half of the period. And I think Columbus has done a nice job at doing that here. Now they need to continue it for the remaining 14 minutes and 13 seconds. Face off to the left of Wilson here. River Dragons are going to late change of the D pair, go to LaBelle and Greco. Krupp, Aldworth, Wickline up front. Referee is backing Wickline up. Now we drop the puck. Aldworth tried to step through the circle with it. It ends up at the right point. Greco with a roller feeds it to Wickline in the rim. He tried to send her to Aldworth. It's knocked away. A clearing attempt hit Krupp in the boot. Now it's out. Kuznetsov up the left side. His lead pass. Greco able to just get there in time to take it away from Jesso. River Dragons elect to change the forward lines as Greco on the regroup behind his own net. And now looping behind the left wing. Aldworth, last guy out on the change here, cutting wide in. Backdoor feed, wanted Kelly. Put it through his skates. Jesso the other way. He's stapled to the glass by Greco. Puck goes all the way back into the River Dragons' end, however. LaBelle's going to pull it down behind the net. And he'll wait while the River Dragons finish that forward change. King swings by. Now Storjahan will wheel by, and LaBelle goes out the left side to Storjahan. Storjahan through center. He'll try to backhand in from there as he had a little trouble with it. Swung around to the near side. Lugo waiting on the wall. Nobody there to challenge him. Brought ahead to center. Borshev getting it onto the left wing side. Danbury with some space. A long shot in. Save made by Pavlos. Rebound to the wall. King able to move it out to center. He'll fire that one down. Wilson leads it behind the net. 7:15 gone in the third. This game is tied up at 4. Danbury into the left side. Lugo into the left wing corner. Centering attempt. Pavlos knocked it away. Cleared around the rim. And back out to center. Chased down there by Pamelayan. Hat-tricks overskated center, pushed right back down by Columbus. Heitzner moving up. It's cleared away from Underwood. Back to center it goes. D to D. Left side Frazier now. Jemayeff on the wing. Pokes it in over the line. Heitzner spun around, trying to move up with the forecheck. McDonald swings it around the glass. Puck rolls out of the zone. Underwood swinging it ahead. Jemayeff charging in after it. Trying to work his way into the corner after it. Banked right back the other way towards Lugo. Now left wing lead. That one Falenga leaving into space on the left side. McDonald joins the fray. His shot, save made with the right pad. And the rebound cleared away by Columbus. Underwood at center. He'll fling it into the left wing corner. Heitzner up after the rolling puck. Chops it behind the goal. Underwood to the far side. Played around the wall. Falenga quickly to move it ahead. Richards dumping it for himself into the near corner. Petrantonio after it. Scoots it around to the right side. Rogers up off the dasher, and the River Dragons can't leave the zone yet. Puck kept in at the left point. Long shot coming in. That one is blocked by traffic. Petrantonio getting it to the right side wall. Columbus still can't leave the zone. Jemayeff with the chop. Can't get it out of there. Rogers on it. River Dragons need a change here, or at least a whistle. That lineout there's been there for a while as Heitzner backhands from center. Petrantonio tried to step up, and now 2-on-0 the other way. A chance in, a shot. Pavlos, a huge save on Michael Marchesson. Point blank, all alone. Oh, my goodness. Pavlos, another big stop. Boy, you can see it coming. The River Dragons have been out there for so long with no change. And now they go offside. Just as they had the possibility of a little bit of a break there offensively. That offside is brought to you by Old School Barber Shop. Online at oldschoolbarbershoppe.com. Need a little off your sides? Book online anytime. Plus, you can book online 24/7 through Old School Barber Shop's Instagram and Facebook. Wow. Pavlos bailed the River Dragons out. They got caught out there way too long. They got away with it. That's why goaltending's so important. Pavlos out behind the net to play the puck around up that near side wall. Here's Doe to center. A little too hard of the pass, or Wickline couldn't handle it. Wickline back, though, on the back check, trying to free the puck, and ends up a high slot, a shot, and that is tipped out of play. And that's because Netov let it go. Air Force Heating and Air reminds you to keep your house comfortable. Well, if you want to do that, consider a preventative maintenance plan by Air Force Heating and Air. They have a plan that's right for your home and for your budget. Shot in for the right point. Pavlos traffic in front. Didn't see it. It was tipped behind him. And now cleared out. Hit the linesman. Went back into the zone. Turned over. Here's Gesso. Left side into the slot. Puck floats free to the near wing. Doe on it. He'll cycle it behind his own net. Greco in his skates. Moving it around to LaBelle. LaBelle left side ahead. Doe. On the wing, Aldworth. Aldworth cutting in. His wrist shot is blocked and ricochets all the way back out to center. River Dragons put it in and have to tag up. In fact, they'll just change the lines here. Kelly King, Storjahan back out there. Frazier and Vanelli. As the puck sent through center. Columbus also doing a much better job of being alert. The defensemen had to drop all the way back to their own line, but that's because Danbury had not one but two forwards hanging deep. And they got away with it a couple times in the first and second periods, had breakaways out of it. McDonald back after it into his own end, feeds the right side. Robertson's pass ahead, off the mitt there of Kelly. He puts it back to the defense. Frazier, right side. King. His pass to the blue line is turned back by Danbury. And now right side, Marchesson into the backhand, tried to drive in. Frazier knocked it off the stick behind the net. Puck ends up at the left point, not out, shot in, glove, save Pavlos, and he will hold on. 8:55 to go in the third. We remain tied at 4. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
When the River Dragons have a breakdown, the puck can end up in the back of the net. But when your car has a breakdown, you need a reliable tow partner. Trust the tow company the River Dragons depend on, Tuffy's Towing. Tuffy's tows many types of vehicles in the Chattahoochee Valley. Call 706-457-0985 for a quote or go online to tuffystowing.com. Tuffy's, we tow more than just cars.
Back here on Columbus River Dragons Hockey, Tom Callahan here with you and broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box. Face off to the left of Christian Pavlos in the River Dragons net. Game tied at 4. They haven't had a power play to speak of here in the third. The River Dragons trying to push up the ice here. Left side, Storjahan in with a long shot in. Wilson save, and he'll just corral that rebound. Take the face off to his right. Petrantonio talking to the referees there. And not sure what he's trying to curry favor for, but there's always a little something to discuss. Storjahan in for the face-off. Looks over his left shoulder. Pushed it ahead. It goes behind the net. King quickly after it. Up in the air, right up the slot. A bouncer. King had it knocked away to center. Rogers will throw it back in. River Dragons tag up. They try to push back in. Puck on the near side wall. Kelly, quick shot. Blocker save. Wilson. Boy, Kelly's got that quick release, and he let that one go. Had a lot on it, too. Danbury on the regroup here. Looking to push up the left side. They get it to the River Dragons line, but are offside. And Columbus moving up quickly. Here's Kelly. Kelly with speed. Toe drag, tried to walk his way in, taken off his stick, pushed to an open wing. And now back comes Danbury. Underwood tried to stand his man up at center. Carrying left is Borshev. Borshev stopped just inside the line. Puck ends up in the corner. And now we get a whistle, and I jinxed it. Here comes a penalty. And it's going to be against the River Dragons. Kelly's heading into the box. 7:48 left to go here in this third period. High sticking the call. .12, time of the penalty. Back on to the First Franklin Financial penalty kill for the River Dragons. First Franklin Financial, personal loans at the speed of life. And so the hat-tricks are 0 for 3 on the power play, and now we get a whistle and we get a stoppage here. 7:33 to go in the third as they tend to that net. That net has been tricky down to the right of our Harvey Lumber press box. Just has not wanted to stay on at all. Either post. Face-off is controlled by the River Dragons. I'll clear it down. Wilson will tee it up at the side of the net. River Dragons have Jemaev, Underwood up front. LaBelle and Greco back on defense here for this kill. And now pushing ahead, Jemaev causing havoc here on the forecheck. Underwood at the line. Tried to move that one away. Instead, Danbury ends up with it. But nice job there by the forwards, and the River Dragons switch up the killers. It's now Heitzner and Doe. Heitzner tipped the pass, and it goes to Doe. Doe on the left side with a long shot. Wilson catches, and he'll hold with Doe, making sure that he holds onto it for a draw in the defensive zone to the right of that Danbury net. 1:08 to go in the high sticking call against Kelly. Heitzner indicating he'd like to pull it back towards LaBelle, but instead is pushed back into the corner by Danbury. Heitzner behind the net after it. But the hat-trick's able to leave the zone up the left side. Marchesson on the left side wall into the left wing corner. Feeds it onto the near side. A centering attempt popped up in the air by LaBelle, out of play. Face-off will stay inside the River Dragon zone with 6:39 to go into third. Game tied at 4. 51 seconds left to go. And the penalty for high sticking against Kelly. To Benedette in for the draw. This time it's won by Columbus, fed to the line, but not out. Kept into the right side by Pamaleon. Puck ends up at the left wing corner. Danbury trying to go to work setting it up here. Fans trying to get behind him as well here at Danbury Arena, but the puck is turned over to Doe. Is clear up the middle, is cut off, kept in left side. To Benedette's shot, hit his skate, didn't get through. He chases his own rebound to the left half wall. Into the corner. Centering attempt blocked. Mock couldn't get it through. De Benedette flips it to the point. A bouncing puck there. Challenged by Doe. Doe battling. Puck out. And now Doe, with help from Heitzner, will get it the rest of the way down. 8 seconds to go. Kelly preparing to come back out. So Storjahan and King are on the ice. Now on the left side. Pamaleon in with a chance. And that one is knocked away in front. River Dragons kill it off, and here's Kelly, takes the lead out of the box. Cutting up the left side, Kelly in, long wrister missed the net. Crashing the right point, it's kept in, Frazier shot, and that one, a blocker save in front by Wilson. As the rebound now cleared to center. Frazier looking ahead, Kelly on the right side, over skates, turned over inside the line. Danbury now poked away by Vanelli. Nice job, did the puck get out? It did, so Danbury must tag it up. Vanelli ends up with it at center. He'll dump it in around the left wing side. Onto the right wing corner. 5:08 to go in the third. We are tied up at 4. Robertson moving it out to center. Danbury pushing ahead. Long wrister in, and that was offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted had it gone. That offside brought to you by Old School Barber Shop. Book online anytime. If you need a little off your sides, head on over. Make your appointment today. 4:59 to go in the third. Tied at 4. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey. It's hockey.
IGH Properties specializes in managing single-family homes, single condos, entire HOAs, small and large apartments, and commercial business properties in the Chattahoochee Valley and beyond. Their expert property management team takes on the day-to-day chores of managing your rental property so you can enjoy a successful investment. Some of the responsibilities they handle are marketing, tenant interactions, lease agreements, and more. See them at IGHproperties.net. That's IGHproperties.net. IGH Properties. Happy tenants, happy owners, better rentals.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
As we come back here in the IGH Properties third period, icing the call against the River Dragons. 4:49 to go in the third. Tied at 4. Back into the River Dragons end we go. Kelly's got a pair here, including his 30th of the year for Columbus. Krupp and Storjahan, the other goal scorers. Each team has had 2 in each period until we've gotten here to the third. And suddenly it's dried up a little bit offensively. But it's definitely been nip-tuck, very tight. There's a chance in front, and what a stop by Pavlis coming to his right. Another big save. Oh my goodness, that time it was Lugo that he robbed, but he has come up with some of his best stops here in the second half of this hockey game. Columbus pushing out to center. Rogers will chip it into the backhand to the right side. Wickline around after it, played away from him. Balenga moving it to center. Carrying the puck up the left side is Gonzalez. He'll charge all the way into the corner after it. Tied up with Rogers. Krupp around the near side to the right point. Kuznetsov holding it in. His shot deflected away in front by Petrantonio. Krupp will wedge one out to center. Comes down near Aldworth. He tried to chop it past the D. And now he hooks his way free with it. Left side Aldworth in over the line. Fed it low. A little too far for Krupp. Right side Underwood fakes a shot, banks to the right point. Rogers over, he'll let it go. Missed the net. Left side here's Heitzner on. Heitzner trying to feed the slot. Couldn't get it through to Underwood. Greco gloving it down at center. Waits through a check, wedges it back in. River Dragons tag. And they'll finish the change here. As Danbury looking to attack. They'll try the right side. LaBelle turn that puck back the other way. Feeds it over to Jemaeff. Jemaeff around the rim with it. Bounces onto the near side. Heitzner after it. They'll send it back to the right wing corner. Jemaeff hustling over. Gets there first. Jemaeff with the puck in his skates. Heitzner over there. cleared along the line, but gloved down by Underwood. Underwood keeping it in, tried a shot. That was blocked. There's a chance. It ends up on the near side. Underwood to the left point, LaBelle. LaBelle through traffic, shot wide. Jemayeff, backhand, and a diving save by Wilson getting to his left. But Jemayeff couldn't immediately find the handle and a little frustrated by that. Puck dumped down the ice. This one, no icing. 2:49 to go here in the third, tied at 4. River Dragons reset the breakout. Lead through center. Storjahan on the left side, curls in over the line. Kelly tried to feed it in front. It ends up in the right wing corner. Heitzner still stuck out there on the change. Tried to feed side of the net. Wilson's got it. And he'll hold with 2:31 to go in the third. And it's starting to look a little bit like next goal wins, although with these two teams, you never know. Storjahan, Kelly, and King had a quick huddle there, at least to talk about where they're going off this face-off. One back by Danbury. Cleared around the wall and down Frazier all the way back into his own end. Trouble with it, can't get it out of there. Puck ends up right in on goal. Kelly coming back, slides it to the right point, but it's kept in. No, out it goes. So Danbury must regroup. Robertson up the left side. That would have sent in from center by Richards. Played around to the near wing off of Kelly. The puck does escape all the way back. Gonzalez at his own line, dumping it down. And again, chased by Frazier. Back to the River Dragons end. He'll feed Kelly on the left side. Ahead for Storjahan. Storjahan up with King on his right. Storjahan wheels to the line. He's got some space. Cutting into the backhand. A shot save. Wilson rebound. And that one is steered to the corner. Gonzalez ahead to center. Puck off the skate of King. Lugo, right wing, offside at the line. 1:39 to go into third. That offside brought to you by Old School Barber. Shop online at oldschoolbarber.com. Book online 24/7. You need a little off your sides? Check out Old School Barber Shop. Wickline in for the draw here, along with Aldworth and Doe. We've seen the lines mixed up a little bit here. Second half of this hockey game by Coach Bichard. Minute and a half to go. Shot coming in for the right point. Robertson, and that is gobbled up by Pavlos. No problem. Face off to the left of Christian Pavlos in the River Dragons net. Tied at 4, 1:28 left to go here in the third period. Turnaround chance. That one blocked by traffic. And now in the shot, Pavlos saved. Big rebound of the slot. LaBelle able to move it out of there. And now back the other way. Columbus attacking. Wickline in the line. Leaving off into space, left side to Doe. Slot, Aldworth. Shot is blocked on its way through and ricochets out to center. Doe turning it back. River Dragons up. Aldworth in over the line. Offside with Wickline. 1:01 to go in the third. Tied at 4. And again, that offside brought to you by Old School Barber Shop. They'll line you up. So now, do we get a timeout here from either team? No, the River Dragons are just going to pull a late line change. Are they going to let them? Yes. Storjahan, Kelly, King out there. Both top lines opposing one another right now. And we're under a minute to go in regulation. Here's a pass, tipped away. LaBelle ends up with a Kelly, turning it quickly to King. Right side, Storjahan. And over the line, stops at the blue line, but lost it back out over the line. He'll feed it back. LaBelle at center. Dumps it in just wide of the net. Behind the cage, it's picked up by Pamelayan. He'll look up the left side. Danbury to center, 33 seconds to go. DeBenedette in on the left side with a shot that Pavlos will hang on to. Took it in the chest. Face-off coming to his right. River Dragons put Underwood, Doe, Jemayeff back out there for the defensive zone draw. They keep LaBelle and Greco on the points. Jemayeff tying up in the draw, stepping ahead. Underwood pushing it ahead. Here's Underwood wedging it in into the near side corner. Underwood going in after it. He wipes out as it's slipped around the wall. Back out to center. Greco on it. 15 seconds, punching it right back in. River Dragons tag it up. Robertson up the near side. Can't get it past Underwood in the first attempt. Second attempt, now it's out. 4 seconds to go. Long shot in. Pablos is going to glove it down to himself and just play it to get this game to overtime. Second straight night, we've got some extra hockey on our hands. 4-4 through regulation. Each team earns a point, and in doing so, by the way, the River Dragons claim the season series against the Danbury Hat Tricks. But now the second point's up for grabs. It'll be 5 minutes max of sudden death overtime, 3-on-3. Last night it was the River Dragons pulling out the victory, and Rogers the hero. Can they make it 2 overtime wins in a row? If not, we go to a shootout, which is best of 3. And if we're even after that, it then goes to round by round. But can the River Dragons end this one with an OT victory here tonight? 4-4 through regulation. Let's recap the scoring for you. Back in the first period, 109, Gesso got things rolling for the Hat-Tricks, and at 2:41, Falenga followed to make it 2-0. But then at 12:57, it was Storjahan's 21st, followed at 19:44 by Kelly's first of the night, 29th of the year, 2-2 after 1. Marchesson and DeBenedette made it 4-2, Hat-Tricks early in the second. But then a pair of power play goals. Kelly 5-on-3 at 17:12. Krupp 5-on-4 at 17:32. And that is how we got here, 4-on-4. And now it is time for the overtime. I'll be honest with you, I did not expect a scoreless third period. It was encouraging the way the River Dragons came out, as they really put it to the Hat-Tricks. But now you've got a situation where we have a lot of open ice in the overtime. Three on three. River Dragons with Storjahan, Kelly, and LaBelle. Draw one back to LaBelle, who will scoot all the way behind his own net. It's Kuznetsov, Gesso, and Pamelion. Kelly in with a wrist shot, tipped to the wall. Kelly on his own rebound up top. Here's LaBelle, walks in, his shot tipped to the glass. Right side corner, LaBelle on his own rebound, trying to golf it towards Kelly. Kelly electing to back up as he's going to try to defend here on the break. Pamelion left side feeds it in front a little bit too far. And now LaBelle quickly up the other way. Here's Kelly. Can he get away? Kuznetsov will catch him. Kelly in though. Can he get a shot? He does, and a left pad save Wilson. This is the helter-skelter nature of the overtime. Right now, Danbury cooling its jets and now moving it ahead. It's Vanelli, Wickline, and Aldworth out. Pamelion gave it over. And now right side, Aldworth walking in, cutting to the backhand. Pulled down, shot save made by Wilson. Rebound cleared away to the near side glass. Gesso was the defender on that play. He's been out there forever. And he managed to get Aldworth enough to knock him down, and Aldworth couldn't complete what would have been a golden scoring chance. Instead, Danbury finally gets to the change here. River Dragons back the other way. Wickline will leave it off. Right side, Aldworth. Aldworth carrying it wide, feeds it around the glass, looking for Wickline. Wickline up to the right point, will carry it back to center with Vanelli. He'll leave it for him. The River Dragons will want to try to enter off the rush as Vanelli walks it in over the line. His shot through traffic is deflected into the netting. We've played 149 of the potential 5-minute overtime. Tied at 4. River Dragons and the Hat-Tricks. The final meeting of these two teams this season is heading towards a pretty thrilling conclusion. King Winning this drawback, Frazier at the point, hopped on him, went out. Frazier, Jemaeth, and King. King ahead, Jemaeth, left wing, into the corner after it. Jemaeth knocks his man off the puck. They both tumble down to the ice. Now it's cleared away to center. Frazier on it there. Trying to move it ahead to Jemaeth, who takes a pretty good whack. They'll turn it back to Frazier. Frazier, right side to Jemaeth. Jemaeth in over the line. Has King coming late. Jemaeth delaying across the slot. Wrist shot, and again, that's tipped out of play. So now it'll be Underwood and Doe along with Cody Rogers. It's their turn to see what they can do. Underwood is going to try to win this one back towards Rogers. Instead, once again, Danbury winning the face-off, and it ends up with Gesso, who will leave it behind the net for Gonzalez. Gonzalez meandering up the ice. He'll leave it at his blue line for Gesso. Gesso right side, in over the line to the right wing corner. Stops, curls, looking for a little help. Feeds it to the right point. Rogers with a shot. That one is turned away into the corner. DeBenedette on it. Rogers over after it, and that one ends up kept it to the left point. Over Gesso. One-timer, didn't get a lot on it. Broke his stick, in fact, and quickly it's played ahead. Gesso got a new twig from the bench, though, on his way by, and Underwood curls back. Feeds it on the right side to Rogers. Rogers in over the line, leaving off for Underwood. Underwood curls, waiting. He has Storjahan back. He'll feed it to him. We have played 3 minutes and 20 seconds into overtime. This game is tied at 4. Storjahan on the attack. He'll skate it up. Storjahan on the left side with the puck. Rolls on him, gets it back, leaving it off to the point, but Petrantonio was not there. He was in the middle of the ice, and instead Petrantonio chases it all the way back down. River Dragons will try it again. Left side, here's the push by Kelly. Kelly in on the wing, carries wide, off-angle chance, and he missed the net. Goes all the way out to center. Petrantonio back on it. Petrantonio leaving it into space to Kelly as Storjahan gives it to him. Storjahan right side. Cutting into the slot. Storjahan knocked down. Turned over. Puck the other way. Danbury up the right side with it. Pamelion moving in. Feeds it in front of chance. Shot save made. Rebound. No goal. Stolen off the goal line by the River Dragons. A race the other way. Here's Kelly. Kelly barreling ahead. Breakaway in overtime. Forehand scores. Unbelievable! Kelly scores! Game over! Hat trick for Kelly! And the River Dragons win it in overtime! The puck was absolutely stolen off the goal line by the River Dragons. The referee said it didn't cross. It stays out. A collision in front of the net. Then a couple more on the way out as the puck was turned through center. And Kelly, in on a breakaway, beats Wilson for the game winner. And now Danbury's upset. The referees are talking about it. After a conference, you have to, now people are just throwing things on the ice here, which is never the right course of action. But so the question is, and so Pamelion telling everybody to please hang on a second here and not throw your stuff on the ice. So they're talking about it. Did the puck go in the River Dragons' end? Or did Kelly end the game? And now, I mean, they have a replay up on the board, but of course, the FPHL doesn't have replay. All you can do is, if you're the referees, just talk about it, which they're doing. Danbury wins. So instead of a dramatic overtime win, For the River Dragons, it's a dramatic overtime win for the Danbury Hat Tricks. And the final here is 5-4. So we'll take a break and we'll move on into the Pepsi postgame show. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up for you. 5-4 Danbury skates out with the win in overtime. Back with more in a moment. This is River Dragons hockey. It's hockey.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Announcing Wade Cleaner's newest location at 6801 River Road, located just across from the new VA hospital. This location has a drive-thru and is open 6 days a week. Tell us you heard this and receive 25% off your first visit. Wade Cleaners, since 1939.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragons' trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, directed garment printing, and vinyl heat press lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion and have a graphic designer on staff to make the logos or graphics needed to make your shirts unique. We pride ourselves on being able to deliver orders of any size at low, competitive cost with no minimum quantity. That's why the River Dragons trust the Jersey Shop for all of their uniform needs. Call 706-565-4245. That's 565-4245.
It's time for the Pepsi postgame show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show is brought to you by Pepsi, Air Force Heating and Air, Beam TV, Zelmo Zip-In, and Wade Cleaners. Now with a recap of tonight's action, here's Tom Callahan.
Back here at the Pepsi postgame show, Tom Callahan here with you. And, well, the River Dragons not going to change any minds now, but certainly plenty of discussion with the referees after the way tonight's game ended. But the long and short of it is, Danbury wins it in overtime, 5-4. And the game-winning goal scored by DeBenedette, his second of the evening, from Kuznetsov and Gesso at 3:55 of the overtime. And so the River Dragons gain a single point here tonight and are now 27-5-2 on the season. The Hat-Tricks, meanwhile, improved to 25-4-5. But again, as I mentioned earlier, by getting a single point and heading to overtime, the River Dragons do capture the season series against the Danbury Hat-Tricks. We'll take a break. When we come back, a final recap of the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In and a recap of the scoring for you as we get set here in the Pepsi postgame show to wrap up the season series from Danbury Arena. And Danbury wins it 5-4 in overtime. We're back with more in a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey. It's hockey.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Announcing Wade Cleaner's newest location at 6801 River Road, located just across from the new VA hospital. This location has a drive-thru and is open 6 days a week. Tell us you heard this and receive 25% off your first visit. Wade Cleaners, since 1939.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com. In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Post-game show. Tom Callahan here with you as we are back to recap the scoring from tonight's game. A 5-4 overtime win for the Danbury Hat Tricks, and it all started off back in the first period. 109 in. Dustin Jesso with his 25th of the season from Kuznetsov and DeBenedette that kicked off the scoring for the Hat Tricks. Then an unassisted marker by Mike Falanga at 2:41, and it was 2-0. The River Dragons would respond later in the period at 12:57. Alex Storjahan, his 21st of the season from Petrantonio and Rogers, made it a 2-1 game. And then Jacob Kelly, his first of 2 on the night, 29th of the season from Storjahan and King at 19:44. And the game was tied at 2. Same thing in the second period, though. Danbury struck twice and struck early. 43 seconds in, Marchesson with an unassisted goal for his 17th of the year was followed by DeBenedette, his first of 2 on the night from Kuznetsov and Jesso at 3:55, and it was 4-2. Seemed like it was destined to stay that way in the second period, but then the River Dragons ended up with a 5-on-3 power play advantage and scored on both power plays. Kelly, his 30th of the year from King and Storjahan at 17:12, was followed by Jay Krupp's 12th from Aldworth and Wickline at 17:32. It was 4-4 after 2 periods of play. No scoring in the third period led us into overtime. And a wild finish. There was a scramble at the net mouth on the River Dragons side. Initially, it was waved no goal. The puck went the other way. Kelly raced down and scored to end the game, or so we thought. After a conference with the referees, they decided that no, the goal was scored previously during the net mouth scramble in front of the River Dragons net, and that it would be DeBenedette who nets the game winner, his 3rd of the season, 2nd of the night. Kuznetsov and Jesso the assists at 3:55, and that is the final tally. And this one 5-4. Danbury wins it in overtime. Shots by period for the River Dragons: 10 in the first, 13 in the second, 6 in the third, 1 in the OT for 30. Danbury 11, 13, 7, 2 in the overtime for 33 in the hockey game. When we come back, we'll have our Wade Cleaners 3 stars of the game, and we will also have a final look at that out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In. That's coming up on the other side of the break. This is Columbus River Dragons Hockey.
Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain is your trusted plumber in Columbus and beyond. We go the extra mile to show up on time, diagnose your situation quickly, and get to the root of the problem. Blue Frog is here to deliver the right solution the first time, and we're available 24/7 because plumbing emergencies don't keep office hours. Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain. Less mess, less stress. On the web at bluefrogplumbing.com or call 706-887-6433.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragons' trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
Hydrolife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Hydrolife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. Hydrolife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique Boat and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, vectorply.com.
We'll be screaming out, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we have.
Pepsi post-game show. Tom Callahan here with you as we wrap things up from Danbury Arena and the Harvey Lumber press box. The Wade Cleaners 3 stars of the game tonight. By the way, before actually we get to the Wade Cleaners 3 stars of the game, I need to tell you they made an adjustment on the overtime goal. The goal was scored by Michael Falanga from Lugo and Borishev, and that is the overtime winner. And that one, now the official time of the goal listed at 4:12 of the overtime. And so the River Dragons tonight bowing 5-4 in the OT. Boy, it was a crazy finish, absolutely crazy finish. But for our Wade Cleaners 3 stars of the game, Wade Cleaners, the official cleaners of Scorch and Torch. Falanga ends up with first star honors here tonight for the Danbury Hat-Tricks as he ends up finishing with a pair of goals on the evening. And then Dustin Gesso and Lucas DeBenedette making it a clean sweep here as the River Dragons got a great night out of Jacob Kelly. 2 goals from him. Alex Storjahan, a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists. And they definitely merit a mention here as we take a look and wrap things up. Let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Zelmo's Zip In. Zelmo's has been fueling life's passions since 1999. Binghamton holds on. You want to talk about a wild one. How about this? Binghamton 8-6 winners over Delaware tonight. That one has gone final. Delaware gave Binghamton everything they could handle, but it just wasn't enough in the end. Meanwhile, Carolina 8-0 over Watertown tonight. And Motor City had to go to a shootout to beat Elmira as the Mammoth managed to tie it, push it to the OT. But Motor City steps out with that 4-3 win. And then earlier today in the National Hockey League, it was All-Star Saturday. It started off with the Central beating the Pacific by a 6-4 score. Then the Atlantic, a big 10-6 win over the Metropolitan Division. And in the bragging rights final, the Atlantic 7-5 over the Central. Dylan Larkin, 5 goals on the day, 3 of them in that final matchup for the Atlantic Division. And the NHL will resume play on Monday. Meanwhile, your Columbus River Dragons will resume play Friday and Saturday night in Carolina against the Thunderbirds. Our next home game is coming up on February 17th, 18th, and 19th as Delaware comes to town. February 17th is Educators Night. February 18th is our Salute to Military Night. Looking forward to that. And Military Appreciation Night is always a huge night. We really love the fact that we're able to bring the men and women serving here in the Chattahoochee Valley out to the game for free. Veterans, we've got a buy one, get one ticket deal for you as well, available through the River Dragons office. Give us a call, 706-507-GOAL. That's 507-4625. All right, that's going to do it for our Pepsi post-game show. I want to thank executive producer Drew Peirce here, and we're getting through this one and this weekend here at Danbury Arena. It was a tough series, and if this turns out to be a playoff preview, oh my goodness, it's going to be a crazy one. But in the meantime, plenty of regular season hockey left to get through. One more time, your final score, the Danbury Hat-Tricks beat the Columbus River Dragons in overtime 5-4. We'll talk to you next weekend from Carolina as the River Dragons take on the Thunderbirds. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and being a part of Columbus River Dragons hockey.
You've been listening to the Pepsi Postgame Show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show was brought to you by Pepsi, Air Force Heating and Air, Beam TV, Zelmo Zip-In, and Wade Cleaners. All rights to this broadcast are reserved by the Columbus River Dragons and P&B Broadcasting for the private use of their audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution or the descriptions or accounts of this game are expressly prohibited without the written consent of Ignite Sports and Entertainment and P&B Broadcasting. This has been a presentation of the